make the playoffs. Hot take.
We're here.
New York, we here.
Hey, did you hear? What's up? We here.
We are here.
We here.
Hello?
We here.
We're here.
Yes, sir.
We here.
We here.
Knicks Real Talk Tonight Show. Salute. We here. The haters, tabloid, that's haters. Knicks Real Talk, the Knicks 39 31, playoff down. We in here, Knicks Real Talk Tonight Show.
He struggled shooting the ball last night, but he's 3 for 3 to start this evening. You're doubling Randall. Randall, step back three-pointer. It's good. Julius Randall, his second three as the shot clock was.
New promo for Knicks Real Talk. About the Bronx Jedi 76 Sports Talk. Knicks Real Talk Tonight Show. You already know.
7 on the 24. Quickly fires from 3 and knocks it down.
To everybody out there on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Knicks Real Talk Tonight Show. Divine and Bronx Jedi 76. Let's get it. Knicks 2021 NBA playoffs for the first time since 2013. We here. How we do it? The promo flow. Salute. Knicks Real Talk Tonight Show. It's your man Divine, the Bronx Jedi 76. We in here on a Friday night. You just heard the world premiere, the promo, Knicks Real Talk, Bronx Jedi 76. Let's get it. Man, we here, man. We in here tonight. Salute to everybody in here to chat. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We in here on the 14th of May, man. Knicks got a night off, getting ready for that double-headed matinee this weekend to close out the season against the Charlotte Hornets and the Boston Celtics. And we're going to go over the recap of the game last night against the San Antonio Spurs. So we here, man. Salute to everybody. Salute Bronx Jedi 76. I see you, my brother. What's good?
Hey, good evening, Divine. Good evening, everyone joining us this wonderful night, this beautiful evening, the 14th day of May of 2021. We had the New York Knicks. Yesterday had a really good, strong, gritty tough game with the San Antonio Spurs. They squeaked the game out 102-98. It was a real back and forth, real gritty, clawing, fighting game with the Spurs. We go down with the stats. With the New York Knicks was led by Alec Burke, who had 30 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists in 34 minutes. Alec Burke led the Knicks, and he was on fire in that fourth quarter and second half. And followed by, of course, Julius Randle with 25 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. You had R.J. Barrett had a real strong bounce back game, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists in 41 minutes. You had Reggie Bullock, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. You had Nolan's Wall gave us 6 points, 5 rebounds in 27 minutes. You gave Todd Gibson 6 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and you have Franklin Aquino who had 3 points and 1 rebound in 6 minutes. He played a lot of minutes. Cleveland in 6 minutes, but he came in and hit some good shots. Yeah, Emmanuel Quickly only had 11 minutes in the game. He was, you could tell he was a little rusty. And he only played 11 minutes, but it's okay. The Knicks pulled this gritty victory at home, and they continue winning and continue out their eye on that 4th seed. And we'll go about around the association in a few minutes to tell you what's going on. Salute to Frank Matos, who's in the building with us there. Frank, how you doing, man? We're getting ready to invade that Bayside. If it happens, Knicks in Miami, we'll be in that Bayside. Who knows? Maybe by next weekend we'll be meeting up there and invading South Beach. But we got a lot still to do. We'll go around the league and see what the scores and implications on where the teams stand and which the matchups are. So we'll get into that. But what do you? I love that gritty toughness that the New York Knicks gave us yesterday at the Madison Square Garden. They really pleased the fans, and they showed what they were about. You could be down by 17, but this team claws and fights its way back and comes back strong, and they pull that victory, Divine.
Oh, absolutely, BX. Yeah, real talk, man. That was a gritty, gutsy, all-out performance last night, man. They went hard. They scrapped and they clawed and everything, man. Went down 17, like you said, in the third quarter. By the end of the third quarter, they did a 360. They just spent that thing around, man, and it was unbelievable. The defense was doing it. The defense, the offense was hitting the three-point shot barrage, man. They were dropping bombs from everywhere. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about right there, man. That's what I want to see. That defense and the way them cats shooting that 3-ball. Salute to my man Dan, long time Dan. We see you, my brother. Salute. Yeah, but it was all out. It was all out gutsy, brother. That was New York Knicks basketball at the fullest last night, man. And what a way to come off a road trip and only one day off and even have time to get back, to get a groove. You had to go right back into the game, flying in the next day. And then the day after that, you got to play some basketball. So, they came in there, so I can understand how they went in the first quarter. But, they just handled what they had to handle, man. And I'm loving every bit of that, man. That was a good grimy performance. I love the three-point shooting. I just love the way the defense, they would guard that three-point line. They didn't let them run them up from outside. DeRozan had some good games. And they centers, Eubanks and the other guy, Paul, whatever his name is, Portal. But they was doing theirs. And but other than that, man, it was a complete Knicks victory. Alex Burks 30-10, unbelievable. Coming off of injury, COVID. Back off another injury, come back to the game last night and drop 30-10. You know what I mean? That is phenomenal. You know what I mean? So salute to the Knicks on that level, man. And the rebounder was there. We just fought it out, man. And RJ with a bounce back game for him. 24 coming off of 0 for 7 from 3 in LA. Come back to the guard and rebound. That's what you want to see, the maturation of a young man like that. Say, you know what? I'm gonna throw away the pass game. And I'm gonna start the other one the right way, and he did. We had Emmanuel Quickly sighting. He didn't play too much because he wasn't ready. Coming off that ankle injury. I guess his rhythm wasn't there last night. And you got to credit San Antonio playing good defense as well. That has a lot to do with a lot of things as well. But for the most part, man, they played a great game, man. You know what the engine did. Julius Randle, that's self-explanatory right there. He did what he had to do. And they just went at it, man. I love that victory. That was a real good, fought, hard victory because, San Antonio playing for something. You know what I mean? They trying to get into the dance too. So, they bought their A game last night. You know what I mean? But though they was coming off a back-to-back against Brooklyn, but, still, so what? We grinded that out, man. We got a little lackadaisical for a minute. But you know how Tibbs do. Tibbs will call a timeout, and I know they said, "All right, let's get this thing going." The next thing you know, they come out straight defense, went on a nice run, and like I said, the 3-ball, RJ Burks, man, they were starting popping that 3, man. I'm like, okay, we about to get back in this. You know, Frank come in, helped us play some D last night. That was good to see, man. But all out gritty performance, man, gutsy win. You know, and now we move on to the last 2. And you know, we got that coming up, man. So we just got to get in there, get ready to get it, guys. You know, we like you know, 2 games to go, man, in the regular season, and I'm looking forward to that. And, you know, we ready to get this thing popping and close this thing out, man. And so you know, we'll see what's up with that, man. And later on, we bring the panel in, and we got Chris Woodward. Chris, salute, man. Salute to you, my brother. Thanks for chiming in today. You already know Chris Woodward in the building. Salute, Chris. But yeah, man, we go on to the next one. And, you know, we open up the panel soon. Dan, anybody want to hop on, you know, you're more than welcome. You already know open door policy here. So that's what it is. But yeah, man, we got 2 games to go, BX. You know, we got Charlotte tomorrow at 1:00, and then we got Boston to close it out. So, you know, we got 2 victories. Hopefully we can get a little help from the Bucks tomorrow or even Houston. You know what I mean? We know that that's probably just like a winnable game, but, you know, for the Atlanta Hawks, but you never know. So, you know, if not, we're going to go in where we're going to go in that. Salute Lawrence Marbury. Salute Lawrence to see you, my brother. But we got 2 to go.
That's worldwide Lawrence. Worldwide Lawrence in the building right there. Salute.
Yeah, BX, 2 games to go, my brother, man. So we got to get these 2, and then we let the chip forward. Amen. After that, we handled our business and did our job. So that's going to be awesome.
Right. I'm going to go over the stats with the game last night. The New York Knicks, they shot 40% from the field. They were 35 of 86. They were also 40% from three-point line. They were 14 out of 37. They were perfect from the free throw line. They were 18 for 18. That's good to see. You know, they hit their free throws. That's one of the key to victory. Despite the rebounds were pretty much even with the San Antonio Spurs, 48. They had 10 offensive rebounds, and they had 23 assists. Or collectively, they had 8 blocks. The New York Knicks, they keep getting blocks. They're like one of the top teams in the league in blocks. And you know, they dished the ball. Had they had 7 steals. They had 23 assists. That was really nice to see. And they had only 10 turnovers. But one thing that San Antonio did, they outscored the New York Knicks in the paint. It was 52-32. Going into playoffs, we need to clean that up. You know, this is just fine tuning time. They held the San Antonio Spurs to 41% from the field. Also 28% for 3-point line. That was really good, encouraging to see. They were 6 for 21, and San Antonio was 84% from the free throw line. They only had 19 attempts, and that's good. There wasn't a lot of fouls. It kept the game going in rhythm, even though despite in the first 2 quarters, especially the first quarter, it was a little sloppy. You know, each team scored about 48 points total for that first quarter, and it was really a muck game. But they played the New York Knicks basketball, and we like what we saw with that. The Knicks. You know, they were a little jet lagged. We saw that, and once they got their legs together, their collective after halftime. You saw the coaching adjustments, and no Derrick Rose. Also, they had to get adjusted to that. And they pulled it out. They got it out. Now we got the Hornets coming in. You know, the Hornets, they've been reeling lately. They haven't been playing so well. They're looking their eyes to stay in that play-in tournament. They're solidified in the number 8, but they've been losers of a 3-game losing streak. They come into the season on a 3-game losing streak. You know they don't want to go in to the playoffs or even the play-in tournament on a losing streak. They want to get their situation going. They're feeling good with themselves. So we're gonna get their good punch, their best performance, because they want to break that and go into with momentum into the play-in tournaments, because they are in the play-in tournaments. They're going to be seeing the Boston Celtics, who also are reeling. We saw them lose that game to the Cavaliers, and they want to also get right, even though they're missing guys. Brown, Kemba sometimes is a little nicked up. Would he play? Would he not play? And they also want to get right with them. So we're going to get those 2 guys' best punches, because they're going to play each other. Ironically, they're going to play each other. And can the New York Knicks really bruise these guys? And when they play each other, could be the walking wounded. The way I see it, and we'll see how that goes for the play-in tournament. That's going to be exciting too. And even though I'm glad that we're not in it, we get to kick our feet up, relax, enjoy it, and watch them go at it, and watch all that pandemonium in that play-in tournament. But you got to like it, Knicks fan. We clinch. We know Sunday is our game that we're going to take. After that, we're going to get some time off to game plan, study film, prepare. No matter who it is that we're going to play, we'll know that Sunday. Maybe before even tip off, we'll know where we stand. You never know. Are we going to have to wait until 8 o'clock, 9 or 10 as soon as that game finishes with the Pistons and the Heat? That could be another game. That could be anything could happen that evening. So that and playoff seedings might not be there. We might have to be scoreboard watching on that as well. So it's a fun time. It's a fun time to be a Knicks fan. To scoreboard watch to guess who we want to match up with, who we think we could match up, and what's the game plan? How many games the Knicks would take to win this series, or the adjustments and all the stuff that comes with being in the playoff basketball. Instead of asking about how would the ping pong ball fall for the Knicks. It's a big difference. You gotta rejoice and enjoy this time. We're here. We're playoff bound. So let's enjoy that. And what do you think of this game with the Charlotte Hornets? You think? I know we're getting there as a game. What do you think? You think they're going to be really desperate to a point where they're going to play their minutes, log on 48-minute plus for their starters, or you think they're going to play like a normal game, Divine?
That's Knicks. Are you talking Knicks? Or are you talking about the Charlotte Hornets?
Oh, it could go for both. But knowing the Hornets that are losing 3 games in a row, right?
Yeah. I definitely think we're gonna go, but we gonna continue to do what we do. Right now, we fighting for that 4th spot. So it's all hands on board for what I know with the Knicks, man. And we're gonna bring G Money in here in a few minutes. But yeah, it's all hands on board with the Knicks. I'm quite sure the Hornets. I don't know if they think they can get past Boston. If not, then they probably gonna just keep playing as well because they don't want to fall out. Obviously, and if that's the case, then we're gonna go ahead and go full speed ahead. We're gonna go in and do what we do. But I'm looking forward to closing that out. I'm not too worried about the Hornets tomorrow. We fighting for something. When we fight for something, we just gonna get it in. You know what I mean? So we'll see, man. And then after that, the next day, back to back, we close it out with the Celtics. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that game. That's gonna be a good one too, because the Celtics they in the buy-in now. So they don't really got no way to go but down, for as I know. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see what they're gonna do, and then we'll take it from there. But real quick, man, let me plug the show right quick. Then we're gonna bring in G Money and Chris from Queens. We're gonna bring them in the building. But real quick, I already know what we gotta do, man. Salute to everybody. Yo, Knicks Real Talk Tonight Show, Divine Bronx Jedi 7-6. We got the Queen in the building from Queens Court, Chris. Salute, Queen. We got G Money in the building, man. Salute to everybody out there. Everybody doing well. Everybody chilling. We good tonight. Y'all already know the deal. COVID-19 still out there. Wash your hands, wear your mask. Keep your distance, man. All that good stuff, man. And protect yourself, your loved one, your friend, your neighbor. We here on a Friday night. Knicks Real Talk. No game tonight. Knicks got a back-to-back starting tomorrow to close the season out with the Charlotte Hornets and the Boston Celtics. So we're going to look forward to that tomorrow. But right now, you could be anywhere, but you're here with us tonight, man. So let me bring the panel in. I'm glad to have my board. And first and foremost, the lady of the ladies. Chris, how you doing tonight, sister?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
For tonight, but I had some work. I heard Steph held down.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you coming on.
I'm doing fine too. Thank you. I hope you guys.
Yeah, we already know you, brother. We already know G Money. What's going on, my brother?
I'm doing great. Thank you. I hope everyone's staying safe on this Friday evening. Everything's going well with my family. Hope everyone's doing fine.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Salute. Chris, first and foremost, man, welcome to the show and great job. You and Steph down there on Queens Court, man. Y'all really bringing the women to the forefront of that show. And that's real talk there, man. It's a pleasure watching you guys. And me and Steph, when she first came on NBK, man, I remember the first day she chopped on, we was there, man. And she's really brought it to the forefront. So I'm happy for you guys, man, and continued success. And we loving every bit of it, man, for real. And we got the brother Worldwide, Lawrence in the building. Salute Worldwide. How you doing, my brother?
Salute. I'm in the car, so I know y'all can't see me, but I'm just chiming in. I'm in the show. I'm hanging out with y'all tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we see you, my brother. Yeah, man. We just going over these things, man. This Knicks talk, man. Had that gritty performance last night against the San Antonio Spurs. Go over the recap on the way they grinded that out, man. Coming back in that game, so we were excited about that. The defense stepped up to the forefront. The 3-point shot was legit. Alex Burks came through 30 and 10, 20 of 24 for RJ. Randall did what he normally do. So with the gutsy win against a tough team like the Spurs, who fight for something, obviously they trying to get into there. So they brought their A game last night. But I was excited about it. I was thrilled about the victory, guys. It looked good. We had to scrap in that third quarter, being down 17. But like I said, me, man. My brand, the New York City Gritty Committee, showed their grittiness, toughness last night. In the end of that third quarter, they stepped the defense up, ramped it up a little bit. Then there was bombs away from three, and they kept the game competitive in the fourth quarter, and they pulled it out. So it was a gutsy win last night, man. I was thrilled to see them come out and get that victory by coming off that road trip the way they did for 6 games and get back. So it was legit, and I'm enjoying every bit of it, man. Queen, what you feel about that game last night?
Man, I was excited.
Yes.
They bounce back, and that's one thing about this team is that they show they have heart. They might lose a game, but they come back and it's like it starts all over again, and that's something that I really appreciate. This year with them, because before in the past we used to get down, and if the score got a little bit too out of hand, they started to give up. So I'm glad that they kind of stuck to it and grind out. And listen, I'm happy to see Burks back. I was happy about that.
Yes.
30 for us, okay. Let's keep this going.
Yes, indeed. Worldwide, what do you think, my brother? What do you feel about that game last night?
Oh, I never doubted them. Nah, I'm only playing. It was. I thought they was gonna win the Laker game and lose last night against the San Antonio Spurs, only due to the fact, like I explained on the Man show. Due to the fact that they had to fly back across country, even us watching the games, them late games, put a little toll on me. You know what I'm saying? So I felt that there was going to be a little bit of jet lag coming into that game tomorrow, but they proved me wrong. They resilient. That's what this team been all about all season, and they don't surprise us. I know they don't surprise us. Anything they do, they don't surprise us.
Yeah.
Anything they do, they don't surprise. So them coming back in that third quarter to show the kind of team that they done built, the culture they done built around themselves, and how they never out of it. Basketball is a four quarter game. You know what I mean? And you never out of it until you out of it. We got a private chat that we got going on, right? So I think it's about 12 of us that we text each other while the game is going on. So we texting nonstop. So you got to hear some of the comments some of these guys be saying. They ready to throw their hat in the water, ready to give up, and I got to reel them back in like, easy, fellas. It's a four-quarter game. It's a four-quarter game.
Right.
It's never over. But this is our team. It's a team that I've grown to love, and I can't ask no more from this team. I can't ask no more because I didn't think that we would be here. So everything they're giving us now is a bonus. So I'm gonna take my bonus and I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah. Facts, man. It really has been a tough season.
Shout out to Chris. You and Stephanie got to come bless my show too for the Love of the Game podcast. I got to come on. We ain't had no ladies on there yet.
Give me an invite. I'm down. I'm down for the.
All right. We come on Saturdays at around 2:00. It's for the Love of the Game podcast. It's myself, Zach, Hector, and Spree. So we do a little Knicks and Rewind. We have guests on the show.
Okay.
We had Ryan Lumberg on last week. We had JJ Moore from the New York Knicks. We had former St. John's captain Shariq Fordham. We had former two-time Golden Glove champion Mean Joe Green on. So we're trying to do something. Different, But we come on Saturdays at 2. Okay. More than likely.
All right.
What platform is that on YouTube? Form it out there.
It's on YouTube. It's for the Love of the Game podcast. The number 4 OUR Love of the Game podcast. So y'all more than welcome. We trying to bring something like to whereas myself, I kind of like got I know a little bit of people, so I try to bring them people that I know onto the show so y'all can kind of interact with some of the celebrities that I do know. I got one of my friends. He's the executive producer of Godfather Harlem, Marquand Smith. He's going to be coming on the show, talk about the show. He's the executive producer. He co-star with Forrest Whitaker. So he's going to come on the show. He don't know too much about sports, but you could pick his brain about Hollywood,
Okay.
So things of that nature. So we try to do something different and try to give back. People show me a lot of love, so I try to give back and show everybody else some love.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Well, you already know we already know we're gonna do it. Excuse me, because we're gonna come in there. We're gonna bless the show, brother, because you blessed us, man. So it's the family thing going on. These Knicks fans, this Knicks family, we all in here together. For the love of the game, like you said, man. So we're gonna be in here.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow, I don't know how I'm gonna do it tomorrow because the game come on at 1. So I don't like doing the watch along, but I think we're gonna do a watch along. I don't really like them because everybody don't be on the same page. Because everybody's streaming. So we gotta talk it over with the guys. I'm not too sure how to do the show tomorrow.
Okay, but
we'll definitely hit that notification bell. Absolutely.
Yeah, we get the notification popping. Yeah, man. But but other than that, man, 2 games to go in the regular season, guys. It's about to be playoff time. We just got to go ahead and get these 2 games starting with Charlotte tomorrow. Charlotte, they in the buy-in, so they're gonna be looking to do what they're gonna do. But I'm confident we're gonna close this thing out. And we get ready to go to this playoff, man. Hopefully, we look at that Bucks and Miami Heat and Bucks game. Hopefully, we can get a Milwaukee Bucks victory tomorrow. Just to kind of scoreboard wise and that's gonna bode well for us. And then we went out, And we got that 4th seed. We got that first round bye. That's what I'm looking forward to. But either way it go, we're gonna go in there and do what we do. You know what? If the 6th spot that we got, obviously we're gonna have to play the Milwaukee Bucks maybe. So we'll see. But I know it all starts tomorrow with that game in Charlotte. Charlotte bringing LaMelo Ball into the building, Rozier, PJ Watson, all them guys. They coming there to try to get them a W. But I think we're gonna be ready. BX. We just gotta go in there and grind it out tomorrow.
Oh yeah, we definitely. One thing will be important to look: will Tom Thibodeau allow Alfred Payne to play against the LaMelo Ball? I know Alfred Payne is having a rough time. The last 10 games has been rough. He's been playing really bad. Would he continue to bring him in there? And I want to see if he's able to shut the young kid down, athletic wise. Use his wisdom, his years, his experience to frustrate him, cause him to turn the ball over, and the Knicks need to capitalize when they do turn the LaMelo Ball over and score and make them pay on the offensive side. When they're like Clyde said, their defense leading to good offense. So that's a key tomorrow in that matchup. And just keep a tie. Just run them out of the building with those turnovers and our 3-point shooting. We all know that our paint is going to be protected well with those 2 centers between Gibson and Noel. They're going to block that paint. They're going to keep it done. And I like our perimeter defense. If the Knicks play their game, I can see a nice, comfortable victory, maybe by 10 points over the Hornets. Because the Knicks have a much more better caliber team around them, especially in this late in the season.
Right.
Yeah. G-Money, what you think about that game tomorrow, Charlotte, man? Talk to me.
It's gonna be a tough game, man. I don't see a blowout because here's what we need to understand here. I know Charlotte's struggling right now. They lost 3 in a row, but you have to consider this: the Hornets are not only a half game up on the Wizards for 10. The Hornets are gonna give everything, but I think we have enough depth, enough defense to win that game. I think we may pull away at the end, but it's not going to be an easy game. It's not going to be easy because the Hornets are shooting a lot of threes and they're athletic. The good news out of it is that Miles Bridges is out because of health and safety protocol. No Gordon Hayward because he had the injury. He started against the Pacers, the ankle injury. Also, Cody Martins is out. So Charlotte's lost a lot of bodies, and who knows? We may get D Rose back tomorrow, so we just got to take care of business, move the ball, limit turnovers, watch out for the shooters, limit fast break, and we got to watch out for LaMelo Ball because LaMelo Ball can have a big game tomorrow. So we just got to contain him and watch out for Scary Terry, and we should be good. But I think it's going to be a close game because remember, like I said, we're trying to fight for home court, and Charlotte is trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Chris, you talk to me. You think them cats got a chance to go in the Garden and win tomorrow?
It's gonna be a dogfight because Charlotte know what we're trying to do, and we already trying to do. So they're gonna make it very different for us because at the end of the day, you know, they want to show that they belong in, you know, in the playoffs. So I
Absolutely.
game hope that we won't have a slow start, that we kind of start off early and consistent. Sometimes, you know, we take a couple quarters something off. So I just want us to have a complete game so we know what we're going to into the playoffs. You know, let's start it off right.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we need to play that 48-minute game, and I think that's going to be significant coming down the stretch. We got to play 48 minutes, man, because that when we get in the playoff, every second counts up in there. You know what I mean? So we got to go hard. And Lawrence, man, worldwide, that Charlotte game is going to be tough. They, like I said, they got Terry and them down there. They be playing some ball. What you think, man? How you feel about that game tomorrow?
I'm piggybacking off of what G Money and Chris said. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be them 1 o'clock games. Them 1 o'clock games start slowing the 1 o'clock games. But I think we pull it out towards that third and fourth quarter. I want to see Frank. I want to see Tim stick Frank on LaMelo Ball and give him a nice little reality check of what big boy basketball is all about. And welcome to the NBA, young blood. You know, so I hope Tim stick Frank on him tomorrow. And that's it. I think we're gonna win the game. I don't think that it's gonna be close. It's gonna be like the same like it was the last game when they kind of like back and forth, and then come third quarter we just pull away like we always do.
Well, sometimes we pull away.
Say it again, G Money.
Sometimes we pull away in the third because the third quarter's been our bugaboo. Sometimes it's been
it's been our Achilles heel, right? So sometimes we get it. Sometimes we have a good third quarter, sometimes we don't, right? So that's been our Achilles heel all season. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. So let's hope that against tomorrow they take care of the third quarter the way they're supposed to take care of the third quarter. Because we see them come out flat in that third quarter, right, G Money? And we see them come out good. In that third quarter, like just blow the socks off them. So Charlotte don't think, you know, cause they, you know, it's hard. It's hard going down the stretch of these last couple of games because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what kind of effort you're going to get from all the teams in the NBA. You know, everybody's still jockeying for position. You know, everybody's still trying to, you know, prove they belong in the playoffs. So we're going to see. We're going to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think we go in there and do what we do, man. You know, I think my optimistic feeling about the Knicks all year, they didn't exceed my 36 expectations at the beginning of the year. I mean, I thought they were going to be a 500 team. They exceeded that. So now about the way they shoot that three ball now, man, I mean, it's just amazing right now. I mean, these cats is clicking. And I didn't think at the beginning of the year that we would be shooting the three ball this good, you know, third in association and percentage. So that my whole different vibe about our team now is kind of different because of the way they shooting that three ball now. Now I'm not too concerned against when we playing the creme de la creme teams because due to the fact our 3-point ball is above average and our defense is above average. So I like the way we getting down right now. But I think we do go in there tomorrow. And I mean, me personally, I think we closing these 2 games out. I had no question about that in my mind. I think Boston is they look even before they lost Jaylen Brown. I just thought they couldn't deal with the Knicks because they don't have that front court. And I don't think they got the firepower down there to compete with Noel and Todd and Randall and Obi them. I don't think Boston had that anyway. And now, you know, Charlotte, you know, like I said, they're going to be a tough out, but I think this is going to be that game to me, you know, where you're going to get a better Emmanuel quickly tomorrow night. You know, I mean, coming off that road trip, coming off the injury, he didn't play, so he wasn't in rhythm. So Tibbs, I got to get you out of there because you're not playing good. So I got to sit you down tonight. But I think he bounces back tomorrow, and I'm hoping Reggie Bullock have a good game tomorrow. So we can not close this thing out, man. But I think we come out that thing definitely tomorrow with a W, man. I just don't think the Knicks are lose these last 2 games. I think we're going 41 and 21. What a beautiful season that is. Almost double the wins that we had last year. You know, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that's where it's paying out anyway. But you know, if not, I eat crow another day. Y'all already know me. But I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. I think the energy gonna be on fire in the Garden. I just think they're gonna be live up in there, man, and it's gonna be crazy tomorrow, man. These last 2 games is gonna be something phenomenal. And I truly believe that them guys gonna close this thing out for the Knicks fans against Boston on Sunday. They closing this thing out. I just don't see the Knicks losing the last game of the season a fan appreciation day till we get to the playoffs. So let's hope we do that and we get in there. But real quick, man, salute to the chat. Everybody up in there, Ronaldo, Sergeant, we see you, Nick fan for life. Uncle Fulio, salute. Kibit, salute. Tim Smith, Queen Stephanie, we appreciate you. Everybody in the chat, man. Salute to y'all tonight. Nick's Real Talk, the night show. We got Divine, Bronx Jedi 76, G Money, Chris Wilbur, Miss Chris Wilbur from Queens Court. We got Worldwide West in the building. You already know what that is, man. So y'all go there for the love of the game is in the building as well. So we just talking Knicks tonight, man. Having cut it up on a Friday night when they're up in there, man. But it's playoff time. It's playoff time, guys. We going in there, man. Hopefully it's between 6 and 4. Depending on who we have in the first round, what y'all think about what's gonna go down in the playoffs, man. BX, man. I know you kind of already told me what you think about, but let the people know what your gut feeling on this playoff thing.
My gut feeling, I tell you, we're going on a deep playoff run. I'm not limiting this team. I'm not saying around where they're gonna exit. This train is leaving the station, and this train is going far. There's gonna be some stops along the way, and from some fans that don't want to be part of the stops, they could go. They could get off this train stop. But if you want to, we're offering free upgrades. If you want to upgrade and stay on the Knicks deep playoff run, that's fine. I'm saying I think the Knicks are gonna go 18 and 7 going forward from starting tomorrow. So you do the math, you know where they're going. So I'm feeling really good. I'm really positive on this team. I got good vibe with them. I feel good making this prediction. I stick by it the same way I stuck by them going into the Staples Center and beating the Clippers. I said that 2 months ago. I said a lot of different things with them. I was wrong with the Orlando Magic game, but Magic is not my team. The Knicks are. So my heart is where my gut is and my heart's telling me that this team is gonna go deep because it's a crazy 2021 season. A lot of guys are getting injured, ankles, and the way these teams buy in as a team. And they believe in the program and the system. They play for one together, one for all. They make they make what a team is about. Hustle. We cannot measure the New York Knicks' heart, and they got a lot of heart and mental makeup. And I think that's gonna go a long way, along with talent. They are talented. There might be some other talented teams, but you can't measure the heart and the toughness. The way they go for the wall through Thibodeau, man, I like them going really far. I'm really excited on that. I'll throw this around. Go ahead, Chris. I want to hear your opinion.
Man, like I told Stephanie on Queens Court, we have an opportunity to catch a lot of people because they have to. Not only do we have to play them in a possible 7 games, they got to play us in a possible 7 games. So because we have so many different dynamics and so many different people that it's really hard to focus on one person because, like I said, when we're clicking, you can double Randall and you got Burks, you got Bullock, you got RJ, you got so many different pieces that could come in and score. So they really have to create a game plan. How good does it feel that a team has to create a game plan against us? And I feel like with the protocol and like the man just said before, I forgot what his name is. I apologize. But there's possibility for an injury. There's a possibility somebody could get caught with the COVID protocol. So there's an opportunity for some people to miss one of their main people. The teams in the East, besides us, they have one player that kind of like runs their team, except for Brooklyn Nets. So, if you catch out there, catch another team without their main person, we have an opportunity.
Someone's got TV.
Real quick, building. We got Queen Steph in the building. Somebody in the background with noise. I don't know who that is, but salute to for y'all time in the night. Y'all see we got the wise heads up in the panel. Everybody up in here, man. I'm loving this. I'm loving every bit of it. Queen's Court for coming on. Thank you for the love of the game. Thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, G Money. Talking to me, Worldwide Web. What do you think about that this playoff thing, man? What's your gut feeling?
I can't. Somebody got feedback.
Somebody got feedback.
Me?
Someone has the television on, maybe?
Somebody got TV on?
Oh, sorry. I'm like, is that me? Yeah, sorry about that.
Right. Good.
Hey, how's everybody? Go ahead.
How you doing? How you doing,
I'm
Steph?
good. I'm good.
Sergeant Nick just put out the bat call. So I think the fella's gonna be chiming in a little while. He just put out the bat call.
Awesome. Oh,
So, but my thoughts on the playoffs. I'm gonna go with BX. Sky's the limit. I'm not gonna put no cap on what they can do. I want them to go as far as they can go. Right. Get my man money making Mitch back, and then we see how even further we can go. You know, because he's our missing piece that we can use in the playoffs. You know, he's our extra big, because you're gonna need all your big men that you possibly can have in the playoffs. That's the one thing that we kind of like don't have that legit big man. You know, we have our big men. They do different things and they bring different aspects to our team. So I hope we get money making Mitch back sometime throughout the playoffs, and he could contribute. I don't care if it's 10 minutes. I don't care if it's 5 minutes. You know, each minute in the playoffs is a matter. It all counts. So I'm not gonna put no cap, because our team is dangerous. And when you match up, I don't think it's a second unit is better than our second unit in the NBA. Outside of Minnesota, I didn't know Minnesota had a good second unit. So Minnesota second unit is actually number one in scoring points off the bench. Outside of them, and they're not in the playoffs. So outside of them, it's nobody else but us. So that's going to be the key. Our second unit is going to be the key. Rose, Burks, Quickly, Obi, all them guys coming off the bench is going to help us propel us, and it's going to determine how far we go in the playoffs. But I'm like BX. I ain't going to put no cap on it.
That's right.
Sergeant, talk to me, my brother. What's going on with that playoff? What's your gut feeling for that playoff run?
Look, let me tell you something. First of all, let me give my proper respect, right? So tonight, I feel like I'm on an all-star panel. All-star, right? You know what I'm saying? This is an all-star event right now. And, you know, I don't understand how people don't tune into this type of stuff. This is record-breaking right here. Take a look at your panel. Take a look at this panel. Who you got on the panel right now? Oh, my God. I'm in the presence of greatness right now. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this season right here has been unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? If you had told me this was going to happen back in December, January, they would have put us all in straitjackets and sent us off to some insane asylum place. They called us, you know, irrational or overarching or overreaching. Oh, y'all talking crazy. This would never happen, right? But here we are. 2 games left. Well, 1 game to be at 40, 2 games to be at 41, vying for a 4th seed in the NBA playoffs.
Yes.
Let me say that one more time, because somebody didn't hear me. Somebody is not listening right now. Somebody is off someplace distracted. I'm going to say it one more time. We are 1 game away from being a 40-win team, 2 games away from being a 41-win team, vying for the 4th seed in the NBA playoffs. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Look, I've been a Knicks fan for a long, long time. You can tell by this gray in my beard right here. You know, I've been a fan for a long time, right? I've seen us come. I've seen us go. I've been there through all the trials and tribulations, all of them, every one of them. But this right here, this is something special. I'm telling you, this is something special. These playoffs right here, where we're going to, and I went all around, you know, my elbow to get back to where I'm at right now to say this. I truly believe that the Knicks will make the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm going to stand by that. I've always said that, and I'm going to stand by it. There's a road out there. There's a road out there. We don't know what the future holds. We don't know who's going to play, who's not going to play. I don't care. What I'm concerned about, I know we have a head coach that regardless of who's healthy and who's not, he's going to put the best players on the court that gives us the best opportunity to win the basketball game. Eastern Conference Finals. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. Look, where's my pad? Look, you know, I got to write stuff down, right? I got to write stuff down. Because, you know, when you get up in age, write stuff down, you tend to forget, right? But I'm writing it down. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. We have to speak this into existence. We have to speak it into existence. All those, it's going to be a whole bunch of naysayers out there to say, you know what, G-Man, you know, you're overreaching. That's not possible. You are delusional, right? You're a delusional Knicks fan right now. No, ladies and gentlemen, no. I'm telling you what it is. I am a New York Knicks fan. Have
Period.
been ever and will always be. There is nothing is impossible if you believe. Speaking into existence. That's all I got to say. Speaking into existence. Salute.
That's my motto. That's my motto. Absolutely. I'm with you.
Queen Steph, I hope you had that Java, baby, because that's some stuff to follow.
That's what
right
I'm
there.
saying. This is where I come to get pumped up right here with my double shot of espresso. There, Devon, BX Jetty, G Money, G Man, Chris, Worldwide L. This is the all-star panel right here, man. I'm jacked up. It's what, 9:45, quarter to 10. I'm pumped. Listen, I wish the Knicks. I wish I would have seen the Knicks in just one playoff series, and I would feel a little better about the Eastern Conference Finals and the Conference Finals. It's just that I don't know. I haven't seen them in that situation. That's the only thing that's holding me back from saying that. I haven't seen them. How are they going to respond, to the playoffs and what have you? Even though they got a lot of things going for them, the pace is already slow. The pace in the playoffs is slow. The Knicks already play that pace. The Knicks have been playing for high stakes for a long time. For the fans is saying this is house money, but that's not what the Knicks is saying. When the Knicks went on that 6-game West Coast trip, after Atlanta and Miami right on their tails, they felt the pressure of that trip because of what they was trying to do. That wasn't house money for them. So they've been playing with that type of, for high stakes. So maybe, the playoffs won't be that bigger thing for them. And like I said on the show today, when you got a coach with that playoff experience, it helps the team for sure. So having not seen them, I see my ceiling as game 6 in the second round. But as G-Man said, I see a path to the Eastern Conference Finals. Because this is what the Knicks have, a player that they can go to down the stretch who also we haven't seen in the playoffs, right? I'm just hoping, right? But the Knicks have that. The Knicks have 3-point shooting. The Knicks have defense, and the Knicks have players that can get their shots, and you need that in the playoffs. Things get tight. The shot clock is running down. You passing it around. The defense is moving as quickly as you passing the ball. For the most part, you can't really get an open shot. You need somebody that's going to be like, listen, everybody just move out a little bit. I got it. And we got a few of those players. So I wouldn't be shocked if the Knicks made the Eastern Conference Finals. I wouldn't be shocked. I would just feel more comfortable if I had seen them in this type of situation before. But I'm about to do that in maybe another week or so?
That's right.
Keep on coming on Knicks Real Talk. We're gonna have you on that train, and we already got G Money already on board.
G
Money upgraded.
But G Money's upgrading, so that's 3 upgrades.
But you upgraded to G Money. Eastern Conference Finals?
I say depending on matchup, second round. I'm gonna say the second round.
That's a little. Ain't no upgrade.
I say second round. I'm sorry. I'm a true Knicks fan. Look,
no doubt.
I think we'll be a tough out in the playoffs. We have defense, we have depth. But like what you said, Stephanie, playoff experience matters. I know Miami went to the finals last year. I get that. But let's look at the context a little bit. You had experienced guys like Iggy won a Finals MVP, Butler who been deep in the playoffs. You had Olenek who been deep in the playoffs to a conference final. You had Jay Crowder who been to a conference final. You had Eric Spoelstra who won a championship. Again, I'm not saying Miami was supposed to go that far, but Miami had guys who were proven to be deep in the playoffs. Other than Derrick Rose, Nerlens Noel, and Taj, other than really D Rose and Taj, none of our guys have been deep in the playoffs though. And if
don't forget about our coach, G Money. Our coach got a ring.
Right.
Our coach got a ring.
That's true, but he was an assistant though.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It does.
It don't matter.
He was the defense.
It does matter.
It don't matter.
It does because he didn't win.
He was the defensive
He's the one with the game plan. Yeah,
It was his game plan to help. It was his game plan to help
But
Boston.
even as a head coach, he has 30-something games worth of coaching experience in the playoffs.
Yes.
About
And he
34,
went to the Eastern
35.
Conference Finals.
Okay,
Right.
fine.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Right. So he has playoff experience.
Check it out,
Mhm.
real quick. Does Doc Rivers won a ring since Thibodeau left?
No. Has Thibodeau won
Matters, bro.
ever since without Doc Rivers?
They
Or
both
what's the
the
argument?
defense under Tom Thibodeau is the reason why Doc Rivers got a ring.
And again, I like Thibs, but Doc Rivers is also the reason why Thibs has a ring, right?
Right.
Exactly.
So where's this going?
Listen.
They both matter.
Listen, the playoffs is different, but let's not overstate it. Let's not psych out. It is different, but there's certain things about the playoffs that the Knicks are already doing. Right, the Knicks are already playing a slow pace.
Right.
The Knicks are already playing tough games already, where each game matters, because that's what happens in the playoffs. The stakes are higher. The Knicks are already doing that. The Knicks are already teams overloading on Randall, trying to already we're gonna overload on Randall and let the other guys beat us, or we're gonna shut them down and so the Knicks are already dealing with that already. It's not gonna be that much different for the Knicks, and the Knicks are already dealing with the media and the lights and all of that from playing in New York. So it is different. It is different, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to psych yourself out as well. The bottom line is you have to defend and you have to score. That's it. They're going to make their adjustments, and you have to adjust to the adjustments.
Let me put some on your mind real quick. So after, and I learned this to be the case more so than not after being in the military for so long, right? A lot of times when you get that mission call and you got to go into a situation that you really don't know what's going on, and not knowing at some point could be a benefit for you, right? So you don't overthink the process. You know what I'm saying? These guys that we're talking about that don't have that playoff experience, they don't know what to expect. So they have no expectation. So what they do is they fix their mind and say, this is my goal right here. These 5 guys that are in front of me right now are preventing me from getting to my goal. The only thing I'm worried about right now are these 5 guys that's in front of me. Everything else is irrelevant. All the talk, all the hype, all the naysayers, all the whoever. It doesn't matter. I'm focused on these 5 guys that's in front of me right now that's preventing me from getting to my goal. I honestly believe, because of the heart and spirit of our team, I fear no one in the NBA right now if I'm a New York Knicks.
Right. No,
Because
that's
they bring that energy every night. Every night they play hard, regardless of what goes. It was evident in the game we just played against the Spurs. We're down 17 points in the third quarter. I'm telling you something. It took everything in my power to keep me from throwing something through that TV that's behind me right now. Everything in my power. But, you got to believe. And if you believe, no one is going to take that from you, right? And sure enough, what happened? The unsung hero that comes about, because I'm looking at the box score, I'm like, it's only 2 players. In my mind, I'm like, this is the exact same game we just had against the Lakers. We only got 2 guys in double figures thus far. And that was Burks and Randall at that point. But then here we come. Here comes RJ. I've been cussing RJ out all night long. I done called RJ everything except for the kitchen sink. But here he comes. Dropping threes. And lo and behold, we're about to win the game. So I say all that to say this. We can't overstate the accomplishments of where this team has come from and what we had to go through to get to where we are right now. That can never be overstated. No one expected for us to be here right now. No one. There were some people that were optimistic as to say that we would have a 35 or 40 game season. And I call them soothsayers, right? I don't know where they got their vision from. I wasn't one of them. I'm going to be honest. That wasn't me. That was not me. I was like, oh my God, I just, if we can just have a season over 500, I'm good. But we're about to go to the playoffs, guys. Imagine that. We are in the playoffs. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Oh.
Yo, G-Man, ain't it? Yo, you remember that text that Mama sent out last night? He wanted to know what he was missing. So that's a receipt that we got to keep because he the young blood. He couldn't watch. He didn't understand the whole what we was watching in that game last night. But you got also taking the heat that this is the same team from last year. Yeah, we added a few pieces here and there, but nobody knew what to expect. You couldn't have told me that we was going to be knocking on the door of 41 wins and a 72 game season. You couldn't have told me that because I'm saying to myself, this is the same team. I want to see improvement. That's all I asked for was a little bit of improvement. I wanted to see RJ development. I wanted to see Obi. I for sure I had no idea Randall was going to have the season he had. You know, so I wouldn't even. I would have lost all my money. Right now. I wouldn't even have a car, a house. I wouldn't have nothing. I would have bet everything you would have told me that he was going to have the season. I would have been. I said, yeah, right. So this is the same team. This is the same team because only thing we added on this team was Burks, Nerlens Noel, and Derrick Rose. Right. That's the only new pieces. Mm-hmm. And our rookies came in. We was going to get those anyway. Right.
Yep.
So everybody else's holdovers from last year. You know. And look at this team. And everybody upped their game dramatically from Bullock to RJ to Randall to Alvin Payton. What happened to him? Because if we could get them a 7 assists, what happened to him?
You know what
happened?
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, let me say something real quick. Let me. They talk about Tibbs in the chat, Gideon and all them guys about his playoff record. But sometimes it's not about how good you were coaching; it's about who you played. You know, if you run against, if you could coach your butt off and still lose playoff games, it all depends who you going up against. If you going up against LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and them, obviously Derrick Rose and them going to lose. They're going to lose the series probably if they didn't have the players that they had. So you can't just say because he only 24.
They didn't have Derrick Rose.
Doesn't matter. He could have been
right. That because he got a losing record don't mean that he's not a good coach in the playoffs. You know, it all depends who you going up against. We done seen some of the best coaches in the world losing the playoffs. That don't justify how good he is as a coach, and he can't do it in the playoffs. He got them to the Eastern Conference Finals. He took a sorry team in Minnesota, turned them around, and got them to the playoffs. Everywhere Tibbs been, think of the teams that Tibbs was coaching now, look at where they at. They bottomed out. Chicago bottomed out. Minnesota bottomed out. Knicks bottomed out. He came here and he got them to the top. So you can't say the man is not an excellent coach. That would be hyperbole to say that. You know what I mean?
I never said he was a bad coach.
So what I'm saying, real quick, I'll let you chime in. All I'm trying to say is that I understand y'all point about Tibbs, but I think y'all underestimating what that man that did with what he had, especially losing Derrick Rose, coming from a losing season, winning 62 games. I think the proof is in the pudding. So I understand y'all thought about the playoffs, how Tibbs might be a playoff coach. But Tibbs winning percentage speaks for itself. That's all I'm trying to say. Before we start throwing bombs at Thibodeau, I'm like, yo, hold up.
And you know what?
He went to the finals and lost. They act like he went to the finals 6 times and came out without a championship. There's more coaches who haven't won a chip than has. So why would you point him out over, maybe 10% will win because there's only one per year. Right? And that means that there's 31 other coaches per year who has not won. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are not in the league anymore. Yeah.
Right. I knew Tibbs would give us at least, he'd coach us to at least 10 wins. So we had 21 wins. I knew he would give us at least 10 wins just from coaching alone. I did know that. You know, that's just coaching. That's what Popovich does. Just off of coaching. Them guys can coach. You know what I mean? You give them grapes, they're gonna make wine. You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of dudes them guys is. And you don't get them kind of coaches that come along like that. These are iconic coaches. These are the coaches that all teams wish they had. You know, Doc Rivers wish he still was with Tibbs right now. You know, to get him over that hump. You know, because he hasn't been able to get over that hump without him. So Tibbs I knew Tibbs would give us
Tibbs too. Again, I love Tibbs, but we can say vice versa with Tibbs. Look, I love Coach Tibbs, but Tibbs hasn't also won without Doc Rivers, so we gotta be objective here. And again, Tibbs is a good coach. Don't get me wrong, but I also have a feeling. I hope he doesn't run our players to the ground in the playoffs, though.
What is with the running players to the ground? Players play, yo.
I'm just saying.
To answer G Money question, listen, G Money. Think about it like this. You said that he hasn't won without Doc Rivers, right?
True, right?
But look at the teams Rivers has gotten his hands on. and look at the teams Tibbs has gotten his hands on. It's night and day in comparison of talent. And look what he has. Look what he has done with the teams that he had got. He took a Chicago team that had nobody, a young kid coming out of college, and turned that 62 wins before he got hurt. Went over to Minnesota with them knuckleheads over there in Minnesota, and coached them to the playoffs. Doc Rivers, what he do?
I mean,
He inherited a Clipper team. You understand what I'm saying? That had super talent. They didn't get nowhere. Now he in Philadelphia with a team that got super talent. So he keep inheriting teams that got talent. So you got to tell me what I'm not seeing.
all right. If let's say we're in the playoffs when we play Philly, I want to see how we're going to beat the Sixers or the Nets in the 7-game series. I want to know.
Are we going to get out coach or out talent?
That's the deal.
That's true.
Right.
We're not gonna get out coach.
We're not going to get out coach. That's a fact. They may have more talent than our team has, but we're definitely not going to get out coach. That's not going to happen.
No.
You see the difference, G-Money? That's the difference. That's the difference.
So
That's what I was trying to say earlier about. Go ahead, G-Man. Go ahead, Sarge.
The only thing I was going to say is this, right? A lot of times, people have a tendency to get caught up in what happened in history, and they let what happened in history guide what their decision-making process is, what the potential is moving forward, right? History is history for a reason. It happened, it's done, it's written, you can't change it. But there is nothing concrete about what is possible in the future, because there are a lot of variables out there that we can't control. We can't control who has a good night, who doesn't have a good night. We can't control who got up out of bed that morning and stumped their toe. And then when you're trying to play, my big toe hurt because I kicked it on the bed, so my shot is off. We can't control any of that, right? All I'm saying is this. The people that we have on this squad, number one, play for one another. That is so hard to find in the NBA. I can't even I can't express that enough. That's a very important aspect when you're playing a team sport. Playing for one another instead of going out and getting my shine is important, because I know when it comes down to 5 seconds left on the clock, I may be the star of the team that the represent for whoever the public says.
I gotta go, guys. Nice conversation. No, I hear what you guys say. I gotta go, guys.
Okay, no problem. All righty.
Thank you, Manny.
Take it easy.
I'll talk to you later, buddy.
I gotta go too. I gotta go walk the dog.
All right.
Yo, G, man, I gotta go walk the bully. The bully gotta be walked. I've been out running all day.
Thanks. All right,
y'all love y'all. Thank you.
Pleasure to have you.
Steph and Chris, y'all gotta come on the show whenever y'all get ready. Y'all got an open door policy. Devon and BS, y'all already know y'all got an open door policy. I already know that.
We'll be there.
And that guy up under me, he closed door policy to him. He not even invited. Love you, big bro. I'll see y'all later. Love y'all.
All right. Love you too, man. Yo, are people? Okay, man.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. The only thing I was gonna say is I'm not saying we can't learn from history, because history teaches us what not to do again. You don't want to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. But what you had at that point in history is not true today. The personnel are different. The situation is different. The rules are different. So you have to have a whole different mindset. Yeah. So don't limit yourself to what the restrictions were in the past to what we're doing today in the future.
Right, and not just that. Now I'm feeling. Did y'all see Sim on the show yesterday when he was getting into it with Isaiah over blaming one person? Yeah, I'm feeling hot now when they talking about Tibbs and what he did in Chicago, and he's not making adjustments because he's not taking Elfrid Payton out the game. We in the 6th seed, we won 39 games. What coach? There's no perfect coach. You think if you would have brought in, what was the guy who coached Atkinson, we would be in this spot?
Yeah.
And Atkinson could be in here like a mad scientist making all of these adjustments, and we in 8th place.
Right.
Relax already with the Alfred Payton thing. Let it go. There is a reason he's starting him. Even if you
Exactly.
start Rose, Peyton still has to play. Who's backing up Peyton? Think about it in the beginning of the season. IQ wasn't ready to back up
Nah, he
Rose.
wasn't.
Frank wasn't ready to back up Rose, in my opinion. Frank is playing off the ball. So even if you started Rose, we would have got off to good starts. But now he comes out the game. What happens? You still got Alfred still playing. So stop with the Alfred. He's not making adjustments because he's keeping Alfred in the lineup. Let me tell you something about Tibbs. Tibbs is not married. I don't know what his family life is. After the game, he get his 6-pack or whatever he get. He get his pizza. He hit that film, and he's breaking down percentage-wise how many wins we getting with this lineup. What's the shooting percentage with this lineup? What we doing? You think he just saying, "Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's just start Peyton." Nah, he's in it. This guy looks at the video. He's running over the stats. He sees what we sees, but he may think that the alternative is worse.
Right.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? He sees what we see. So people stop with him running people in the grass. Basketball you play. If the Knicks had somebody behind Randall who could spell him, he would play them. You know what I mean? We don't have that.
That's a fact.
And Tibbs is playing to win. So running people in the ground. He's 37 minutes a game. You watch games in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. Everybody was up 38, 39, 40. Now 37 minutes, he running players into the ground. Stop. Tibbs is our guy.
Tell us how you really feel, Steph.
Yeah, I'm saying.
No.
But I'm just saying, look where he's moved this team.
Yeah.
And people are complaining that he's starting Elford. What's the alternative? Relax, people. Relax. Get on board. Get you a glass of wine. Settle down. And let's enjoy the rest of this ride.
Tibbs been starting Alfred Payton the whole year. The whole year.
Hold on, Divine.
Chris, go ahead.
I cannot let this go, right? Y'all got Steph heated up in this piece tonight. Steph is heated right now.
They talking about Peyton, and we are still fighting for the 4th seed. He don't make adjustments because he didn't take Peyton out of and put him where and put somebody who we putting in his place. Now coming down the stretch, IQ got more experience. Frank has been playing well. Maybe he does make that adjustment. But when he was doing that, who did we have at that point? People stop. Nobody is satisfied. Nobody is satisfied. Everybody want to pick a little lint off your shirt. They're going to find something. Something to complain about.
Lint, Steph. You know how that goes.
Man.
If you were starting somebody else, they have a problem with them too. So it's, with us Knicks fans, it's hard to really please us sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not saying Peyton is playing well. He is not. Especially now.
But
he's not playing well.
Like we said on Queen's Court, there's something that he's doing that Tibbs like, period.
Facts.
There's something that he's doing. So he is a starting point guard on a winning team that's about to clinch the 4th seed in the playoffs in the East. So whatever it is he's doing, let that man be. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Right. Yeah. On top of that, it's not like Alfred Payton is playing 20-something minutes. He'll start the game, and once he get out, you probably won't even see him no more. You know what I mean? But if it's not broke, if it ain't broke, like I said, I'll fix it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Tim got a basic lineup. These are the 10 guys I'm rolling with. I'm going to replace my point guard with my point guard. When my shooting guard go out, my shooting guard come in. When my small forward go out, my small forward come in. When my power forward go out, my power forward come in. He got it. And you know what? It got us 39 and 31 with a subpar team with one star only making 19 million. Everybody else making under 6 million or less. He got these guys 30. Man, come on. If that's not coaching. But the reason why he started Alfred Payton, I'll tell you one thing about Alfred Payton. He might not give you the offense that you want, but he ain't gonna let you just run amok on the defense. He know who the man there. He know who the prime play. He know Bullock, Randall, and Burks is the guys there right now. And all he got to do is play his defense. He play his defense and get the ball the way it needed to go. But you know what? And just because he might be playing bad now, don't mean he might not step up in the playoffs. You know what I mean? People go through it.
Right.
People go
And
through
if
ups
you
and downs.
start
Look at RJ at
Rose,
the beginning of the year.
well,
Yeah.
no
Look at
doubt.
RJ at the beginning of the year. RJ had that beginning of the season was terrible. Look at him now. People go through that, but Elfrid Payton is a professional NBA ball player who know how to play the point guard spot. He know how to play the point guard spot. And like Steph said, what we got, you throw quickly in a pressure situation, he won't do what Elfrid Payton do. He might can score better than Elfrid Payton. Emmanuel quickly cannot even give you the defense that Elfrid Payton give you. And he cannot handle that pressure like Elfrid Payton can handle it because he a young man, a teenager almost, and Elfrid Payton is a grown man. You know, so I mean, I get how people feel about Elfrid Payton, but I think they need to slack off that a little bit. You know what? Elfrid Payton got us here. You know what I mean? He helped got us here.
Sorry, Devon, go ahead.
No, I'm good. I just wanted to put that out there about Elfrid Payton in the chat, man. And I appreciate everybody's opinion. That's just good. Y'all keep bringing it in there because the chat is where it's at. You got a right to have your opinion. But when it comes to this Thibodeau thing, I just agree with the part that Thibodeau. You know, look at Jerry Sloan. Why do you think Jerry Sloan lost in the play? Because he went up against Phil Jackson. It's just some people who better than you. You know what I mean?
That's my point. Good.
And listen, I don't have a problem. Oh, sorry. There's a delay. There's a delay. So
it is.
Listen. I'm Rose is better than Elfrid. We all know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with you starting Rose, but and we get off to a good start. But at some point, he got to come out the game, and Payton is going to back him up. So I don't have a problem you starting Rose, but at some point, Payton's still going to have to come in and back him up. And do you think Payton is better with that second unit?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Rose, in my opinion, can't play a starting point guard minutes, in my opinion, 33, 34, 35 minutes a game, every single game. Already they had to give him a rest day because his minutes ticked up. Because remember, Elfrid Payton is playing less minutes now. So that means Rose minutes is up. Already he had to take a day off for rest. Come on. He's just not that right now. So if they want to start him, fine. But Elfrid Payton is going to play. That's it.
Yeah.
He's just going to play in the second unit, and he's not playing well right now. He is not. You can make a case for him in the beginning. He's not playing well right now, and he has to step it up. You know?
Steph, I agree with everything that you just said. I think what we need to realize is this, right? People talk about, and I was a huge, in the first half of the season, prior to the All-Star break, I was a huge component of criticizing Tibbs for not making appropriate rotational changes as the game went on, right? But as we move forward, I kind of understand the mindset of who's playing, how long they're playing, and what role they're playing, depending on who the opponent is. So, Worldwide L always says this, right? You have to watch the game within the game. And as I started to do that, I understood that each person that plays whatever minutes they play they have a role to play in for that particular game, right? Elfrid Payton is a person that, and to your point, he'll come in. Elfrid will start. Listen, the old adjective, and I think this is as simple as I can put it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to fix it.
Right.
Elfrid Payton has started every game this season unless he was hurt. And we won game. We went on a 9-game winning streak with Elfrid Payton as a starter. So because he doesn't score when you want him to score, or he may throw the ball away, or whatever the case may be. If the coach trusts him to be on the floor for whatever amount of time that he's on the floor, that's the most important part. Because Tibbs has shown you think about this. Think about the game that Randall made a bad play and Tibbs pulled him and put him on the bench. Now, if you think that Tibbs benches Randall, if Elfrid Payton is not doing what he's supposed to do, you think he's not going to put him on the bench? Stop playing with me.
Yes. His numbers his minutes have gone down.
Exactly. Exactly. And I just want people to get over themselves for the fact that, trust the coach. There's a reason he got that job. He is the head coach for the New York Knicks. None of us have coached an NBA team, right? So we may think that we are armchair coaches and we can go in and tell these grown men what to do to win games. But I'm telling you, when you get under that pressure, oh, pressure busts a pipe every day. I'm telling you, every day, every day. So all I'm saying is we got to trust the head coach. I trust Tibbs. I trust his game plan. I trust his rotational plan. I trust how he plays players. He knows these players. He sees them in practice every day in shoot arounds. He knows what they're capable of and what they're not capable of. He knows who's going to give our team the best chance to win every night that we play. Period. So I would hold on. I got to get in my position because I'm not in my position right now. Let me get in my position. So let me say this into the camera and to the Knicks first, right? I want you and get out of your feelings. Number one, get out of your feelings. I want you to, if you're a New York fan, I want you to be a New York fan. Trust our head coach. Trust he knows what he's doing. Trust the players to come out and give you 110% every night that they play the game, and everything else will work itself out. Trust me.
Yep, absolutely.
And shout out to Alton Lee. Tibbs is not going to start any guard that takes the ball out of Julius Randle's hand. And earlier he said Peyton starting is a system thing. Julius Randle is our starting point guard, and Tibbs plays off of that. That is our system. And it's right. When you put Rose in the starting lineup, it does change things a little bit. But more than that, it makes that second team worse.
Yeah. Facts.
Yep,
Facts.
absolutely. Yeah. PX, man, what do you think about that conversation as far as Tibbs, man? Because just to get your input and Queen and Chris.
Thibodeau's doing a phenomenal job. Like you brought up the Jerry Sloan, took a little thunder out of my thing. Pat Riley didn't never beat Phil Jackson.
Right.
And we have a special place in our heart for Pat Riley, despite the fact that he left to Miami. You know, he turned this around and brought us back from the map. It is how do you impact your culture of your team and the organization? He changed, and Thibodeau's already changed the narrative of the team. He already, everything, we're now we're into playoff mode, championship atmosphere or culture, whatever you want to use those words. And he's changed it. And now, without for paying, guys, I've seen him in Orlando, being here, living in Orlando. He is the leading triple-double scorer in Orlando Magic history. The kid has talent. He's playing terrible right now. There's something wrong. Something's not right with him, but the talent is there. I'm not saying he's going to be all-world. He's going to be decent enough or good enough for what Thibodeau is looking for this season from the starting point guard role. He comes in, and that's all we're asking him. We're not asking him to do something above and beyond, because I think Derrick Rose, once he reaches 25 to 27 minutes, his fatigue sticks in. You saw it in the LA game, the Los Angeles Lakers game, especially in the fourth quarter, when they had the 10-point lead, there was a lot of sloppy passing. He threw the ball way over Bullock's head, and that's all those mistakes are fatigue mistakes. And if you want Derrick Rose to excel, which he can, he has to have his minutes lower, and so he could be fresh and he could go attacking and go and using his athleticism and his wisdom to bring us forward. If you start him and you go up against the number one tier point guard who's more athletic and quicker, you're not going to fourth quarter. You're not going to have Derrick Rose, and then we're going to be complaining about Derrick Rose disappears in the fourth quarter. Oh my God. I like what Thibodeau. That's like you said, Stephanie. Thibodeau knows his team. He knows what he's doing. There's a reason why I read him having a second unit. The second unit is a momentum unit to bring either the team rally back or extend the lead or hold the lead, and that's exactly what he's doing well with his unit, with the second unit. So I like when he does that. Why break what is not? What fix what is not broken? We all know at the end of the like we all talked about it off season. We all know we're getting a new point guard. We all know that. But as of right now in this playoff push, we can't do anything about it. He's here. He's here. He's going to play. And what says it? Remy Reese says couldn't have played if the playoffs was.
They're talking about Rose injury. Rose injury. The ankle.
It's a sore. It's not a sprain. It's a sore ankle because of the minutes he needs to rest it. That's all. He'll be playing. He'll probably play Sunday. I won't be surprised he won't play tomorrow. I think Thibodeau will play him Sunday, or even if he doesn't play him, that's fine. I'd rather him be 100% going into that week off into the playoffs, and let's go with it. I'd rather give him a couple more. In the spot, I know we're fighting for a 4th seed. I'd rather play him play Payne and see if he gets his head out of this funk he's in. Because that's what it is. He seems like something's uncomfortable with him. He's in a funk. Something's not clicking, and I don't know what's, it's something behind the scenes, something personal, something in his life that is not, he could play. I'm not saying again that he's all NBA player, but he's a good player. I seen him with the Magic. He's been in the playoffs with Stan Van Gundy. I seen him. This kid could play, and and when he goes to the hole to the paint, man, that's a good thing. Now you can't double on Randall. Randall could pull like Divine likes to say. Randall likes to pull his player out of the paint, and you swing that ball around to a Payne who likes to attack the glass and take it for those layups. That's another element to the game that you could score and bring scoring and attack. So we gotta relax with the Alpha Payne thing. I personally would like another point guard, but it's not coming.
No doubt.
So we do it with the hands it is, and he's gonna play Thibodeau. It's Thibodeau we trust, and we cannot go by that. Oh, he hasn't won in the past or XYZ, because like you said, Divine, good point. Jerry Sloan, excellent Hall of Fame coach, didn't win the game because he had Phil Jackson. Pat Riley, Jeff Van Gundy couldn't win. They had Phil Jackson in their way. Patrick Ewing, as much as we love him, he had Michael Jordan in his way. Michael Jordan kept a lot of guys from winning that title. Barkley, Malone, Stockton. You're talking about quality dream teamers. Yeah, dream teamers. They just. It isn't, it's unfortunately that, but doesn't mean that those guys are bums. Those guys are Hall of Famer dream teamers. It's just that it just didn't pan out for them. So we got to relax on that. With Thibodeau, is going to be he is coach of the year in my opinion. He took all these talented guys, and he's making them play. And then those that complain about it, he's got Emmanuel Quickly playing. And right now we're hurting him. He's not playing. We're like, man, we need it Quickly, and he's a rookie. I mean, and then as much as they complain about Thibodeau not playing the young guys and the rookie, and he's got Obi Toppin playing every game that he's not injured, he's playing. Despite his minutes, he's still playing.
That's my guy. That's my dude.
Absolutely. And Thibodeau's playing him. So we have to relax. Let the story unwind. Let the 2021 season come to an end. Let it unwind. Let the train stop. Before we go, we have plenty of all season. We got plenty of months to talk about if you want to ridicule Thibodeau. But let's wait for the finished product. This is still going.
Right.
It's
right. That's
still haven't been completed. So let's relax on that. And then if you want to ridicule him, and I appreciate all you guys bringing your opinion on the chat, because we enjoy reading everyone's opinion, even if we agree or disagree. That's fine. That's why this is what this show is about. It's a real talk.
Right.
So we appreciate. We encourage you to write it. It's not. No one's getting upset with it. We're just reading it, and we're just having a spirited debate back and forth. We enjoy it because that shows that you are listening and we're listening, and not all great minds think alike. So that's why this is the real talk, and we appreciate that. And so that's my opinion, my take on that with the Thibodeau and the ankles and everything that's going on tonight in the chat. And we just gotta relax, let the story unfold, let the chapter be written, and then we'll go back into that.
That's true. And we could criticize him over what he's doing with our team as opposed to what he did in the past.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you guys
a lot of guys in here wasn't even looking at all the Thibodeau's games back in them days because they were Knicks fans. Unless you were a true NBA fan, obviously. But like I said, sometimes, like I said, you run up against the competition. I'm gonna let Chris get it in 1 second. Chris, pardon me, but you run up against better competition. Sometimes he ran up against better coaches. You know what I mean? Shit happens. Things happen. Sometimes you just run up against better competition, and that's the spirit of basketball. The thrill of victory, the agony of defeat. You run up against better minds, better players. Like I said, when he brought Derrick Rose them to the playoffs, that Eastern Conference Final, look who he was playing in the finals. You got to think about the other team on the other side too. You know what I mean? And if you get out coach, okay, you leave it as that. But I'll tell you what, there's no coach. I called Tibbs here at the beginning. I said I want Coach Tom Thibodeau in New York. Go check the tape, bro. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? Because I knew he first of all, he's one of us. You know what I mean? He's a New York Knick. Pat Riley, Jeff Van Gundy. He's from that tree. He know the pulse of the city. He's a Connecticut, but a New York guy. His spirit is New York. And I thought that you bring this man here with his accountability, his respectability, he's gonna turn this team around because they respect him. They wasn't gonna respect with my man Atkinson and all these cats. They wasn't gonna respect them dudes. You know what I mean? That was like Carmelo Anthony with Derek Fisher. No, come
Right,
on.
right. Who do you want? The people that's complaining about Tibbs. Who do you want?
That's a good question, Steph. That's an excellent question.
Who do you want?
Yeah,
Hit us up in the
excellent
chat. Who would you have wanted instead of Tibbs to coach this team?
That's an excellent question.
Because the good thing about it is Tibbs got everybody playing their role and understanding what their role is on the team. So when you got players that's buying into your system, and if you ever watch Tibbs on the sideline, he's coaching from when the game starts until when the game ends. We could be up 20 points, and he is still on those guys. So my thing is, we want to talk about, who should be playing and who should not be playing. We should just understand that these guys is buying in. Whatever he's telling them, whatever he's feeding them, whatever he has the trainers doing or his assistant coaches, they're all buying in the system because you can see the progression from the season of people getting better. And there's not a lot of people in a season that you can see growth.
Right.
You don't see growth in the season. You might see it the next season. Somebody got a 3-point shot now that didn't have one before, or somebody got a better handle or a better low post move. But you're seeing in the season, everybody on that team consistently has gotten better since the first start.
Right.
When we were kind of like, oh no, get this person out of here. Oh no, why is he shooting that? Now we're like, okay, he shot that, it went in, because they're taking the time and they're doing the work. They're doing the work. So my thing is, you want somebody else besides Tibbs, or you want another player. Everybody has bought into whatever their role is, whatever Tibbs want them to do. So you can say Peyton, he needs to go, or he needs to do that. Peyton is giving you everything that he has. He's going to give you the defense. He's going to play a solid point guard position. He's going to get people to he want. If he where they want the ball. If he sees an opening, he's going to drive the paint. He's going to take it to the hole. He does the little things. He's going to play defense on the toughest person and get them frazzled a little bit so they give the ball up. He's doing exactly what his game is for him and for Tibbs. And Tibbs is okay with that. Tibbs is okay with that, because if he wasn't, he would be sitting down. But for him to play on this team, and we're about to clinch a 4th spot, we have the best season that we had in a long time. Look at that man alone. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
He's right, exactly. And Peyton is having a poor stretch. How many players have poor stretches? He's not playing well right now, and Tibbs is reducing his minute. It happens with all players.
Quickly had his moment. Burks had his moment. Bullock had their moment. RJ still struggle from time to time, but everybody has those little stretches where they kind of like struggle. How many times people talk about RJ need to sit? Oh, I don't see growth. Oh, this is year 2. He should be doing this. He should be doing that. But if you notice now, if you look at it, he get maybe 20, 30 points, and you're like, how he got it? Because I'm seeing him missing shots every 5 minutes. But at the end of the game, he got 20, 30 points. So he's doing something right.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's definitely. I think I understand a lot of Knicks fans, because we've been burnt for the last 8 years. We still got that old stigma in us about but this is not the laugh out loud Knicks. I'm sorry, not 39 and 31, not the number top 3 defense in the association, top 3 shooting 3-point game in the association. This ain't the So I think I understand how they feel. But Alpha Payton, real quick, was one of the reasons why we here. At the beginning of the season, when them guys were playing good, Alpha Payton was putting it down. And he held the average point guard in the league. Think about who this man got to go up against every night. The Westbrooks, the Kyries. He going up against the creme de la creme point guards every night, and he doing his best to compete with them. Do you think Derrick Rose or Emmanuel Quigley compete with Westbrook? Come on, man. So you gotta look at what Alpha Payton doing for us. He's keeping us in the game till we get the Derrick Rose in there, till we get the Burks in there, till we get the Quicklys in there. He's holding down that spot.
Are not even having their best games against him. They struggling.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct.
They're struggling.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's why he's playing. That's the reason why Coach Thibodeau has him on there. The way when these other point guards that come in, elite point guards come in, they're not up to their average in scoring or even in dishing. And I don't Westbrook hasn't had those monster games that he's been having. Like not against the Knicks. I'll take a look on that in a minute. He hasn't. You. That's why it's important to play him in that defense. That's why we ask, give us some defense. Don't turn the ball over. Play smart. Attack the glass. If your shots get blocked, and you so be it. I like when he attacks the glass. I like when he's aggressive because when he's aggressive going to the paint, he's gonna be aggressive on the defensive end, and he's gonna keep involved. Of course he's not a perfect player, but everyone that stretches. I remember myself that this morning alone. I apologize about Bullock. I used to call him Brownstone Bullock because all he was doing is building brownstone with all the bricks they were throwing in the beginning of the season. So so now he's one of my favorite players, man. I want him back, because he comes off that curl and he has a good 2-man game with Julius Randle. So I'm thinking I know Payne is going to shoot him out. I see his career. I'm a Knicks fan, but
he plays the whole 90 feet. He picks guards up when they get the ball from the inbounds. He picks them up from there, and they have to get over that 8 second, and then they have to start the offense. So he starts his defense early.
Correct.
He just got to play better. He just has to play better. We need that aggressive Peyton from the beginning of the season. I don't know what is going on. What happened?
I told you he's in his head.
We need
Stephanie.
that.
He's in his head because he's listening to the chatter. That's what it is.
I agree.
So he can come on Knicks Real Talk, and we will talk him right into positivity in a heartbeat.
He get that job, but he get that double espresso shot. He'd be good going into the playoffs.
Hey, listen, Elder Payton, if you're listening, go ahead and handle your business. We need you in the playoffs, yo, man. You're a part of it. Get back to your grind. Do what you need to do. Get back to being Alpha Payton. We need you in the playoffs because Knicks is going there to make some noise. We need you up in there. Salute to the panel, Divine, Bronx, Jedi 76 Sergeant, Miss Chris Woodward, Miss Stephanie. Salute to the chat. Everybody up in here, man. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. We here tonight on a Friday, man. Just cutting it up. Open session. Ain't no topic. We creating our own topics right now. So we all good. And we getting ready for that doubleheader coming up this weekend. We about to close the season out, y'all. 62 games went kind of fast, but you got to love every game that we was in. I'm excited about the season. I'm happy. Wow. Knicks in the playoffs. I know we all in the play. We all excited, man. Those Knicks fans gotta be jubilant right now compared to the last 8 years. You know what I mean? We just got
we ecstatic,
Oh man, what?
I can't sleep at night.
I am too.
I can't sleep at night. Really?
It's amazing. That's why I'm hoping we get to I was telling them we get to the West, we get to the Eastern Conference Finals against Brooklyn.
Oh my goodness! Stop playing.
And listen,
they
better get the National Guard in New York.
That Subway Series, I don't know. It's gonna be a game.
If the Knicks can handle the playoffs, that's my only concern. But the first few games, they show they can handle the playoffs.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, Stephanie. I wanted to say real quick.
And they have shown that they step up to big games. They playing these teams that have been in the finals and the playoffs for years. They've been playing them really well.
They have been.
Wow.
They have been.
I was going to say real quick that they say that the Knicks don't have any experience and how they're going to come out. And I bought that before, and I'm right again. Last year in the NBA playoffs, and we saw Miami go to the finals. Right. Their main guy that shot the ball excellent and was on fire was Tyler Hero from Kentucky. He never been in the playoffs. That was his first year.
Yeah, he was a
rookie. No doubt. No, I just say that's an unknown. I'm not saying they're not going to do it. I'm just saying that's an unknown. But
that's what I'm saying. Right. We put a little bit stock on. Oh no experience. We don't. It's going to be too much for them. We don't know that. Some people might shine. We might shine even above and beyond. And that's a great example. Tyler Hero. I always go back to my reference with Robert Horry. I always go to all those kind of players. That they have regular subpar. It could be let's talk it to existence. I know you're listening to us out there. It could be Alfred Payton who could carry us hitting the big shots out of nowhere. Yeah, you never know that.
When he was with
quickly,
Orlando, he was
quickly built for that.
Because I used to
hate him for the playoffs.
He used to play against us. He used to score. And I'm like, what happened to his game? But I think Tibbs has changed it a little bit to fit the needs of this team. So he might be hauling back and not doing what he's supposed to do because he's playing within the system. Because I remember he was a killer when he was on Orlando. He was killing us.
He was. He was.
It was injuries.
killing us.
Injuries. He had a lot of injuries with the Magics. Playing down here, he had a lot of nagging injuries. With that, because pretty much that Stan Van Gundy system is not dissimilar, but it's almost kind of a lot of intricate parts with Thibodeau and Van Gundy runs. That's that same system.
Hair off. Maybe that's what he lost.
Yeah, that's the Samson. That's the Samson. That's the Samson effect. Yeah,
I think he was an open court.
The pace is slower too.
Right, exactly. He was an open court, get up and down. You can see that little crazy hairstyle, bobbing and weaving. Elton was getting with that haircut, bro. But he gonna be fine, man. I think it ain't how you start, it's how you finish. He started off pretty good. He was carrying the Knicks at the beginning, not carrying them, but helping the Knicks and Julius Randle. Then he hit his slump. And hopefully in the playoffs he get back out.
He got a newborn at home, so when he come off the road, the wife might give him the baby. Like, look, okay, you home, so you take care of it.
Right. But yeah, I'm excited about it. We did.
Let me put something on your mind real quick, right? So we talk about people put a lot of solace into experience. People that have been to the playoffs before, you know what to expect, and all this, that, and the third, right? I'm a proponent of this right here. Sometimes that works against you because if you go into a situation with a preconceived notion of you knowing what to expect based on past experience, then I'm not taking anything away from past experience, but each experience that you enter into is going to be different because the personnel are different, the situation is different, the rooms are different. All things are different. So, and this is where I give our team the leg up because they don't know what they don't know. It's like playing in the Super Bowl for the first time, right?
Right.
You walk into the stadium, the lights are bright, everybody's watching you. You get those butterflies until you get popped in the mouth. Now, once you get popped in the mouth, it's football. It's football.
Giants and Patriots.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true.
Everything else is out the window. It's football. We are playing a game between the lines, and I got to be better than you. You are my personality. And that's what these playoffs are for me right now. I believe, regardless, that's why I say I don't care who we play. Some people we match up against better than others. That's great. On paper. That's on paper.
On paper. That's a good point.
On paper.
That's a good point.
I think you do the same thing in the playoffs that you do in the regular season. You shoot the ball, you dribble the ball, you rebound the ball. You do all the same thing you do in the playoffs you do in the regular season. It's just more intense. You know what I mean? But you're still playing the same game to me. You still got to execute the basic, the fundamentals. You got to stick to the game plan. The only thing that's different that it gets more intense. Now it's a little bit more pressure because it's win or go home. But like Steph said, and we've been doing it the whole season. Pretty much the last 20 games, win or go home.
I always say this, right? Whenever you get away from the fundamentals of basketball, you lose your way.
Yeah.
You lose your way. Fundamentals, that's the backbone. That's the fun. Listen, would you build a house in a sandy foundation without first solidifying that foundation? No. Your house is gonna fall off the rockets as soon as a strong wind comes by. Nobody does that with common sense. Come on now. Listen, fundamental basketball is what got the Knicks where we are today. We play fundamental basketball better in some games than others. Now that is where I criticize because if you can't rebound, if you can't limit turnovers, and you can't make free throws, you're not gonna win games. Period. You're not. It's not gonna happen. So as long as take that foundation and build upon it. That's all I'm saying. And I think that we figured that out, and these guys have bought into the system. So anybody that wants to smoke, come get it.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Let's just say the playoff unknown wasn't a factor. Yeah. Right? Let's just say that wasn't a factor. Man, I put the Knicks up against anybody, man. Exactly. That's the only thing in my mind that I'm like, I don't know how they're going to respond. But that being said, you think about all the challenges the Knicks have had this season, they've responded.
Yep.
Exactly.
Even if they go out that first game and let's say they're not ready, they don't know about the intensity of it, they get smoked.
That bounce back.
Is that a ticket upgrade?
That'll be the only game that they get smoked. Trust me.
Yep.
Trust me.
Is that a
They'll
ticket?
be like, okay, I got it now. That's a ticket upgrade, right? They'll be like, okay,
and a lot of pride.
I got it.
They have a lot of heart and a lot of pride.
They do, man. You know what? That's why I gave them that name, man. The New York City Gritty Committee. Them cats are gritty. They are gritty. Oh my God, those cats are real, man.
I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example right now. I'm sitting here looking at the box score. The Houston Rockets. When I say it right, Houston Rockets are up 97-84 against the Clippers.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine
they might get Atlanta tomorrow, Sunday, whenever that is.
I was say that's for tomorrow.
right.
That's what I'm saying.
So all teams are vulnerable. All teams is vulnerable.
No,
I know we play good against the teams in the East. You know, we play really well, and I'm excited to see what they do. And this will really, I think, for Randall and what the team wants to do with him, I think this will show what the team is willing to put on the line for him. Because if he show out, then yeah, let's sign him to the max.
Yeah.
If he have a subpar, like let's see if we add a couple pieces how he do.
But let me tell you something. If he's played subpar, they should take advantage of that and hope he signs that extension for 20 something, whatever.
Yes.
Because if he ball out, I'm not signing no extension. I'm taking my chances the next summer for that 200 and something billion or whatever, whatever it is.
If I ball out, I'm holding out.
That's right.
Listen. But
he might hold out anyway. I would.
What I'm saying is he has a better option of balling out and showing what he can do and get that 200 than to have a subpar playoff and just get the.
But if he has a subpar playoff though, he still can not do the extension, play next season, ball out. And because that 200 million is for the following season anyway. This season is like what, 140 million?
140.
If he wait to the following, we talking about 240 or something like that.
So that's what I'm saying. He has a reason to really show us something.
Right.
Well, listen, he in a good spot.
He is.
He is in a good spot. Whether he balls out or not, he in a good spot. Because even if he's subpar, he could be like, you know what? I'm not signing.
This is how I think about Randall right here. It's a good problem to have, depending on which avenue you want the money to come from. You know what I'm saying? So even if I take the extension,
out though.
Right.
I'm gonna do my job. I want to be famous. You know what I'm saying? but at the same time, if based on what he's been saying. And the I guess the persona that he's putting out there, he wants to be a Knick. He wants to retire a Knick. And if that's true, I think that he will take the team friendly deal to be able to bring other assets in to help the team. And then he can recoup that money on the back end with endorsements. It's New York City. Come on now. New York City.
You don't think them free agents is looking at New York right now?
You know they are.
Listen, but there's not a lot of good free agents
Paul
right
George
now.
was like he wanted to be an I heard when we played the Clippers.
You know why Randall gonna sign that deal? You know why Randall gonna sign that deal? Because his son is gonna make $100 million. His son.
Right.
Look,
his son's about to get paid, bro.
His son's about to be.
He's the biggest market in the world. Cute little little son. He got Sesame Street lined up. He got what you call it line. You know what I'm saying? He can make that $75 million back in no problem. But I think what he should do, he should do a Kawhi Leonard deal. Take a short deal, 1 or 2 years, or or do one with an option. You know what I mean?
Right. That's true. That's a good point.
He takes this extension that he's going down that path. But to your point, I think that Julius Randle's son is about to be the most famous kid in America in about 5 days or so. That's going to happen. And he's already
but
there.
It's strategic though, because you notice every time he does something, he has his son there. If he getting
Every
an award,
Man, you guys are
playoffs,
missing it though.
Sunday.
You guys are missing it all of there because Randall is gonna have a hell of a playoff. He had a good season, and not just his son. Man, his wife is sitting there watching his butt and make sure
He
he
got a
he
COVID
stays
line.
right
That's about to
because
take off.
and she's making sure that investment and that money goes to the bank. You going in there,
Right.
you're gonna put the work. You ain't messing around. You ain't getting no COVID messing around.
Right.
Straying away with the wandering eye. Nah, you in check, and that's why Randall is gonna have a big playoff check. The power of the wife, man. That's the main thing. Yeah, that's the main thing, man.
I hope so. I hope so, man.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something, BX. For a long time, growing up, I came from humble, let's say humble upbringings, right? Humble, very humble upbringings. And when you come from humble upbringings, as soon as you get a hint of success, you think you're the smartest person in the world. I'm gonna tell you when I realized I was not the smartest person in the world. When I met my wife, and she asked me, a couple simple questions. She was like, "Do you do this or do you do that?" I'm like, "What is this and what is that?" I've never heard of that before. She was like, "You know what? This is what we're about to do: A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Follow this plan right here, and we'll be set for life." Guess what? That's why I'm able to sit here and talk to you guys in my palatial estate right here in my master's man cave because my wife is the head of the household. I ain't afraid to say it. Listen,
Right.
behind every good man, there's a good woman, a great woman.
Exactly.
I'm telling you something right
Let's
now.
say
And
next to him. We
the
don't even go
only
behind. We say next to him.
the only reason that you fail is you do not listen to the missus. Household 6, she runs the household. If she came upstairs right now and said, "Turn this podcast off," guess what? I'd say, "Bye."
Hey, check it out. Hey, you notice Queen Steph and Queen Chris make us be on our best behavior.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
You won't see us disrespecting up in here. On the out. Come on, people with that crazy man. Hey, Mitch, real talk. Have no way. Ain't no propaganda hyperbole, but with the queens in the building, you better check yourself.
You better be on your
We don't make sure you do that. But man,
I say all that to say this right here, right? I believe that certain things that we have not had to deal with this season, right? We have not had to deal with any off-court behavior that, you got people in the clubs or on social media and all these distractions. We had to deal with none of that. These guys are in the gym after the game, still shooting around. They have bought in.
Too.
Exactly. They have bought into this system, and that's hard to find. I don't care who you are or what franchise you run. If you get a group of guys that are that dedicated, success is on the horizon. It's just a matter of when we get there. And I just want us to keep doing what we're doing right now.
No doubt. No doubt.
So it was a question before. I think Steph and I were talking about quickly how he shoots so far out. And then I think there was I think it was a podcast or something where he said he had 4-point spots in playoffs. So that's where he's getting it from. So you think about it, if he's taking them shots consistently, of course he's gonna feel okay with shooting from almost the half court mark because he's practicing them. And like I tell Stephanie all the time, you take what you practice. So my thing is, I'm excited.
Some people be taking stuff they don't practice, but that ain't gonna happen with Tibbs, though. That ain't happening with Tibbs. Yeah. He gonna call a timeout just for you and meet you before you even get to the sideline. Because I gotta tell you something in private first before we get to the sideline.
And he did that the other night in the San Antonio game. RJ did something. It was a turnover or something. I mean, Tim looked at the dude like, "What the wrong with you?" He was looking at him like, he's like, "I'm about to pop this dude, man." He did it quickly too. Quickly did something. He snapped quickly. I mean, we trying to win a game. You ever been doing something? And Tim just looked at him and snatched him out of there. I'm like, "Yo, that ain't accountability."
We're Calipari sitting at courtside.
Right.
He didn't care. He didn't win the game. He don't care who in the stands.
Right.
I'm here to win the
I'm
game.
not giving you extra minutes because your coach is here. You got to earn that. And if you ain't playing well, you sitting down. I don't care who is.
That's
And
it.
then coach will tell you why you're sitting there. Your old coach can tell you why the new coach got you
Right.
sitting on the front on the
Right.
bench.
You can always
In front of your girlfriend and your family, we gonna pull you too if you messing up.
Right.
Look, you can always tell who messing up because they go to the very end of the bench. They don't want no parts of Tibbs. They go to
They
the
don't.
look.
They go
Did y'all
all the
see
way
last
down.
night? Did y'all see last night when Tibbs threw that
The water bottle.
No, it wasn't a water bottle. It was the powder. He threw the powder after I forget which play it was.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, I forget which play it was. But he literally went to he was walking towards the end of the bench, grabbed the bottle, just threw it.
Yeah.
Just oh my
Yeah.
God. He
Tibbs is round up. Listen, I hope he make it through the playoffs. You know,
real
Yeah,
dog.
I be thinking he's gonna get a heart attack or something, Steph.
No,
Like, man,
didn't somebody on NBC said he had Parkinson's?
Anybody in NBA?
Somebody said he had Parkinson's. That he's a early signs of the warning signs that I seen is somebody on the panel. I was like, what is he talking about, man? Oh my God.
I remember that. I remember that.
Look, as Knicks fans, we need to hire a life coach and send him to Madison Square Garden, sit next to Coach Tibbs. Because he's very intense. Very
Make
intense.
sure he get his water in. Make
I
sure
love-
you
I
know
love- I love
electrolytes.
about him,
You
man.
know,
He's like-
He needs something over there.
He'll be fine with some Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. They must
There's
not be
some Diet
diet.
Coke and he's good.
Yeah, but you know what? That's what's the beautiful thing about it, though. That's the reason why we brought that man in here, and that's why Scott Perry and Leon Rhodes said, "No, we need somebody we need accountability in that organization." You know, it wasn't just no accountability, and everybody came in there. You know, he said, "I'm gonna bring in a guy who demand respect. He want respect. Either do it my way or the highway. If you can't do it,
hold people accountable."
Yeah, man, I love that, and it showed off. It showed off, and what's crazy about like the team that he got starting, they all played for us last year, all of them. You know what I mean?
That's great.
All of them. And I was like, whoa. That just told me, you know, I remember early in the year somebody would tell me about coaching is not important. I looked at them like, man, you on drugs, bro?
Right.
Coaching ain't important. Is your mom and your dad important? Is your teacher important?
Right.
I'm like, they coaching you through life, ain't they? Without a good coach, you could be out there doing some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I was like, I just don't believe somebody said that, man. But and like Steph, you know, you coach. You know what I mean? You know how important it is to guide somebody in the right way. And like I said, nice as Michael Jordan was, he ain't win without Phil Jackson. You know what I mean?
And
Kobe didn't win without Phil Jackson.
Phil used to get on them too. You see him on the side going like this.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, and we're gonna need Tibbs. We're gonna need Tibbs because of his playoff experience. We're gonna need him. You know, look at this. The way he's. Let me tell you something. What the Knicks don't have in playoff experience, Tibbs might not be able to give them all of it, but he gonna give them some of it. You know, those guys are going to be prepared, and he's going to let them know this is the difference between the playoffs. This is what you need to be prepared for. But at the end of the day, I forgot who said it on the panel. It's basketball. At the end of the day, it's basketball.
Tibbs preached that all the time. He said, you know, you will know what the game dictate for you. Like you will know what if you said when you sit right there, you will know to pass the ball to him because the game gonna tell you what the shot you're gonna take.
Right.
And if he's yelling and screaming like that on the sidelines, just imagine how that locker room is at halftime.
Oh my God!
Let me tell you something. There's no guest in the locker room at halftime because he don't want no guests. It's going down. Lock it up. Lock the door. You know?
He's probably screaming. He's probably screaming like Obi when Obi has to go to the bathroom. Obi.
Right.
They probably got a
soundproof right about now. I don't know. NBA ain't say nothing, but I'm sure he probably tore a couple locker rooms up at halftime.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Rebecca Harlow probably like, I ain't going up in there.
Right. I'll get them when they come out.
People that will get me with all the long questions I ask.
And he be killing Mark Berman. He be killing Mark Berman. I'm like,
you sign no non-disclosures, or don't say nothing when you come out the
you know, he represents that city well though, man. He represent New York City well. He got that mentality and everything, man. He is the one. He's the one, man. Yeah, he is. He's that cat that be like, listen, man, I don't know you. Walk down the street, you better look. I don't know you. I ain't trying to hit you. Right. You walking down Manhattan. I don't know you. What is speaking to you for? I be seeing cats used to come from out of state, coming to Manhattan. You don't speak that. He don't know. He ain't thinking about you. He trying to catch a subway, man. Right. And that's how he got the Knicks playing on the court. I'm not your friend on this court. I ain't trying to hear you right now. You know what I mean? And see, that's what's different with a lot of our previous coaches. Nah, I ain't your buddy.
Exactly.
I'm your coach.
But you know what, though? When he's not on the court, he's built a relationship with them, because you can't really get into somebody on the court. There has to be some sort of balance. So he's very personable off the court. He talked to them. They'll tell you he's funny, he's this, he's that. And when you build up that type of stock with a player, you can get in that. You can get in that behind when they do something wrong. And I think that's what Tibbs has done, because imagine you gonna get on me like that and then you don't even talk to me outside of the game. You don't even try to help me. You don't even try to help me develop. That's not gonna fly with these players. But he's putting in the time outside of the court. So when they get on the court, they trust them. And he basically, because he got into RJ one game, and I don't think I'd be watching the sidelines. People was telling me that this happens all the time. I don't think I'd be watching the sidelines enough. He got into RJ one day. I said, oh my. He was in with the whole team around, letting him, I think it was a turnover. I forgot what it was. He was in. I was like, okay.
They probably was happy it wasn't them.
He got beat. He got beat on the back door. It was a backdoor cut, and then Tabilo called a timeout, laid into him, and then he said, okay, after he laid him and embarrassed him in front of the team, he called a play for RJ, and RJ took it to the hole, strong, confident, and there you go. And he rewarded him. He got, okay, you're going to take this medicine? You know, like that nasty cough syrup when we were kids that we didn't want to take? You go in there and just...
oil.
Yeah, a lot of liquid oil. Yeah. You just put it on
But you know what, though? You know probably why Tibbs was so angry? Because when they played, that was in Chicago, when they played that team before, RJ got beat on 2 back doors the previous game. And I think Tibbs was probably pissed because he probably said, yo, we went over this in film session. We went over this in practice. We went over this in the shoot around just this morning. And you gonna give up the back
door? So here, take the top liver oil.
He like, yo, we just went over this.
I think sometimes the team know, like, when he gonna yell at somebody, because if you ever watch them, some of them rush to the bench and some of them slow walk, but then all of them kind of part from the person that's about to get yelled. That person like walking by themselves.
We catch you on the other side.
We see you on the bench.
Right.
I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that curse out right there.
We'll lift you up on the other side, but you're gonna have to get this smoke that's coming at you right now.
You gotta watch it because it's so funny. That person that messed up walking with their head down, and everybody's walking like this.
And they love that guy though, man. They love Tibbs.
No doubt.
You know, you hear RJ and them like, man. So that just goes to show you separate business from pleasure. Right. You know, it's a pleasure knowing you, but when it get on that court, this is all business. You know what I mean?
Right.
For real.
It's all business. You know what I mean? I'm the manager of this ship. I'm the supervisor on the floor. They put me in charge, and you got to respect my game. And they respect Tibbs to the fullest, man. And think about this here. All these people who talking about that he run players to the ground. Why is Derrick Rose still here? Why is Mitchell Wright? I never heard of Tibbs player say that he overworked them or he ran to the ground. I never heard it. So I'm like, some of the stuff they be saying, I'm like, man, what do y'all get this stuff from?
Right.
But
Tibbs, why would he follow him here if that was the case?
And why is there reports that Carl Anthony Towns wants to come play for the Knicks? Why is his PR people putting that out there that he willing to come to play for the Knicks if he wasn't a Thibodeau guy? His PR people are putting that out there.
Wow,
Yeah,
because
he
he's
wouldn't.
the only person that I heard.
That's the narrative that they try to create, because they were saying that the reason why he left because Towns was like, it's either him or me. But now he wants to play for him. So how correct is that narrative?
The ownership in Minnesota. Not to jump off topic, we're talking Knicks, but the ownership in Minnesota, it was dysfunctional. It was dysfunctional before Tom Thibodeau arrived. Thibodeau, right, and Thibodeau made it respectability, and he was the adult in the room, and they just couldn't handle it in Minnesota. They wanted to take power away from him. You know, they had a few people that were complaining and all that, and they just removed the power from him, and they wanted to throw it on him because our star player wanted it. It's just that was a dysfunctional ownership that held
And where have
that
they
ownership
been?
in there. Exactly,
Where have they
and then
been?
now they sold it. Now we got
You're
an
gonna
A-Rod
choose-
coming in there. Right.
There's a whole nother
And
ownership.
listen, Zach Levine ain't complaining. Andrew Wiggins ain't complaining. Them cats, they'd be glad to play with Tibbs. You know what? Even Carl Anthony Towns, he was a young. He played with John Calipari. You know what I mean? Come on now. This guy came from Kentucky, bro. You know what I mean? You know, and Kyle does as hard as anybody. You know what I mean? Kyle will get up in your face and snap on you too. So I mean, you know what? I think a lot of that stuff is just a lot of smoke out there. But I think he coach of the year to me. I appreciate Tom Thibodeau in New York City, man. I mean, this is the best coach we had since Mike Woodson. Think about it. Ain't nothing to complain about. I mean, Dan Fisher, Kurt Rambis.
Complain about Woodson.
Right.
Yeah, he got a
Woodson
short end of the
was
stick
real.
too. Woodson got short end of the stick when he was the head coach of the Knicks. They should have let him ride the ship. You know, one more, at least another half a season. You know, before they did the axe there. You know,
but you gotta remember, Dolan was a
Bill
part
Jackson
of that.
wanted to do the triangle. He wanted to bring in his own guy. That was
a mistake.
That's when Dolan was very much involved with the team too.
Yeah. That was unfortunately there. When they were before Thibodeau came up, I know we talked about that a few seconds. I couldn't get on my point there with
Oh, sorry, BX.
No, not with you. No. I want to bring it back to fruition real quick. I thought the Knicks might have gotten Kenny Atkinson, but I said no because he's a former Brooklyn Net coach. But I was thinking a name outside the box. I was actually thinking about Rick Pitino coming in here. Come back and coach the Knicks.
That was a good hard-nosed team too.
Yeah, and not only that, he's hungry. He's been out of coach. He's hungry. He was desired. You know, he got Iona going nuts over there. Back home, he's doing really good. But only that, he knows how to develop young players. That's the reason why I was thinking a name outside and wanted to come back to the Knicks was a Rick Pitino that would develop players. You know, I'm glad that they actually went with Thibodeau. I was happy. I was on board. I just thought he wasn't going to come back to work for the Knicks because of the Van Gundy situation with Dolan and all that. When he became owner, so I'm like, man, that's going to be like a hard fetch to get Thibodeau to coach the Knicks. You know, because he that's what we needed. But we needed him even when before he even got the Chicago job. I think he should have been the Knicks. I think he should have been the head coach years ago. You know, but I thought that relationship with the owner.
I don't think the relationship with him and the Knicks was good at that point. I think it had to be some pieces different for him to come back.
The front office.
Yeah,
the front office. Steve Mills. It had to be with Steve Mills and Dolan. The common denominator. That's I think. Now when they brought Leon Rose in here, I think it changed the narrative. You know, he's good friends with Thibodeau as well. So you know, he says, "No, come in here. I'll be a buffer between the the front office and
because him
so
and Dolan
forth."
would have scrapped. I think they would have fought.
Oh, I think so too. Well, you see the you see the repercussions that Dolan can interfere. He ended up firing everybody and their mother in the Rangers. He got rid of the general manager, the team president, and the head coach.
I saw that. Now, listen, do you have now? I have concerns about that. Now, if the Knicks go to the second round, expectations are high. We come out the gate 19-25. You know, is Dolan going to overreact with the Knicks team?
That's a wild card. That's a good question.
I hope he don't step in and allow the process, because this is a process. This is only the beginning. Because I feel like once we kind of get out some more pieces next year, we should be a really solid team. So for him to come in and do that, it would just start us all over. You know, I don't want to go back. Yeah. I'm enjoying where we at right now as a Knicks fan. You know,
I think the fact that Dolan has not been present this season at all, says that he trusts the people that he's hired and he's put in place. So he's willing to trust the process and give it a minute until you. And I'm sure in that contract when these guys were hired, he said at X amount on the wall, you have to give me this, this, or that. And if you don't do that, then we're gonna have to have a conversation. But I think that this season, everyone knows that we've overachieved, and Dolan has to know that as well. So he has to see that this is what he's assembled is something that's moving us towards productivity and getting us where we need to be to get the chip. So I don't think he will step in because that whole Ranger situation was something totally different. They were in total disarray. Total disarray.
Can I just say something about the coaching staff, Atkinson, Tibbs thing, just to go back a little? I was thinking that too. But when they chose Tibbs, that's when I knew the Knicks weren't doing development. And by that, it doesn't mean that I didn't think they weren't going to try to develop their players. I knew that they weren't going to do this. We're going to play our young players and give them years to develop, and we'll bring the vets in, and they just going to sit on the bench. When they brought in Tibbs at 63 years old, I said, oh, the Knicks are trying to win. The Knicks are going to play their best players, and they're going to develop their youth, but they're not going to develop by just throwing them in there and just giving them time, hoping that, that they're going to that's going to accelerate their development. They're going to have to earn it with Tibbs. So I knew that from the beginning. And like I was saying, anytime like people complain about Tibbs, organization is behind him. You don't just come in and play vets. That's an organizational decision over young players and think that you going rogue and you doing that by yourself. No, the organization is on board with that.
That's
yeah. Even last year, the year before that, they stopped that. I think Steve Miller stopped that rebuild stuff because he brought in Mook Morris, Julius Randle, Todd Gibson, Reggie Bullock.
Right.
They
he said enough. He said enough.
Yeah, he's like, nah, we're trying to get to the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like we trying to get a winning culture. And I think Steve Mills is one of the reasons why they probably let him go because they turned that away last year. Because this team, like I said, this team we got now was there last year, except for a couple of guys.
Yeah.
And what makes the difference, I think, is the coach. You know what I mean? I'm like Mitchell Robinson, all the guys, and he playing. What I like about Tibbs, though, guys, he playing the young guys. He giving them their minutes. I think the difference between Knox, the only reason Knox is not playing. He's not built. He's not a defense-minded ball player, and Tibbs is a defense-minded coach. He just don't have the defense mentality to play for Tom Thibodeau, and that's why I think he might not be there. He might. I think they might shoot him somewhere. Yeah, he don't have the mentality and the grind that Tibbs need in him, and I think I think that's why he might. And I love Knox. I mean, this cat, man, he got game, but I just think that he's in the wrong situation now. You know what I mean? I think that he's not a good player.
You think somebody gonna pick him up though? If they get rid of him, you think there's somebody gonna pick him up?
Well, he has to be traded.
Yeah, they trade him. They trade him. He got a small contract, aspiring. It'll be aspiring next year.
And value. He has value.
Okay.
But he has a lot of value because of his youth.
You think that team is gonna pick him up? I mean, he hasn't really shown much growth.
He has,
but they don't have to pick him up. They have to trade him. He's not going to be a free agent.
If he's traded to your team, are you going to keep Knox?
Well, you could probably bring him in a package for a second round pick with another player on a move. I can see him being moved.
I understand the trade part, trading him to another team. But if you say, like, for instance, if you trade him to a team like Chicago or something like that, as a Chicago team, are you keeping Knox? Like, do you?
No doubt, because you're not going to trade for somebody and give up assets for somebody that you're not going to keep or you're not going to play.
Right.
I mean, he's only 22 years old. Am I correct?
Okay.
And you know what? I like Knox. You think about his rookie year.
He hasn't had a chance to blossom, or this is his cat.
I
think it's a chance to blossom.
So this is what we have to remember about this team, right? These guys have had a lot of bad coaching over the past years. So when we think about what RJ had went through, you had bad shooting coaches telling you to change a shot that you grew up with from grade school. Now all of a sudden you telling me that my shot's wrong and you want me to do this, that, and the third, and now my percentage is off. Now I'm a bad player. So you get somebody to come in that really knows how to coach. First of all, I have to strip you down and get rid of all that bad coaching that you just inherited, and then teach you the proper way to do what we're doing. I truly believe that is why Frank and Knox are in the position they're in right now. I think that I'm sorry, Frank is getting play right now based on injuries that's on the team. But I'm telling you right now, I'm a true believer in the Knicks. Just looking at the moves that we've made this year, the people that have no value to the team, they're no longer on the team. They're gone. We've got resources and assets for them. They're gone. The fact that Frank and Knox are still here, it means that the team is still working with them to figure out how they can be productive for our team. And as the situation presents itself, I think these guys will get a chance to shine. But they have to just like Frank, you have to step into the situation and do what you can do to make yourself valuable for the team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got to make an impact when you come in the game. That's what Tibbs is. If you don't have make an impact, you out. Period. He don't care who you are.
Going back to the bench.
Well, I shouldn't say I don't care.
That's what tripped me out about the Knox situation, Steph, real quick. The young kid came in his rookie year, averaging almost 13 a game. You know what I mean? And what happened? The next year, they bring in Bobby Portis, Marcus Morris, Julius Randle. Everybody they brought in, all the power forwards took his minutes. Now he's stuck to the bench. You know, I'm like, wow. So they went away from the rebuild. I think if they would have stayed with the rebuild, I think we'd be talking about Knox a little different. Because, man, when I see that kid in Summer League lighting it up, I'm like, this kid going to be a problem with this. He got a nice three-point game. He got the right body. He's like 6'9", 6'10", almost growing. He got game. It's just that his drive is much was holding him back, and his defense. I just
you think his confidence is gone?
You know what? I'm hoping not, Queen. Chris. I'm hoping not because of who he's around. I would think that them older veterans say, "Listen, man, just stay the game, stay the course." You know what I mean? Look at my man. What's his name? Dio Pinson. Like what?
Yeah.
That man.
Theo Pinson to me is like Flavor Flav. You know what I'm saying? That's the hype man.
That's the hype man.
He's the hype man. You know what I'm saying? That's Flavor Flav on that team.
That's why they kept him. He the energy guy.
That's
for every little thing he cheering.
And they respect him too.
They do.
They do. They really do.
What he says. I think for Kevin Knox, I think that he has taken a hit in the confidence category because you got to look. He hadn't played ball, right? How do you build confidence in a basketball player? Put him in a game time situation, show that you trust in his decisions and his ability to make plays. Knox has gotten garbage minutes, right? And he's gotten minutes to the point where people will say, look at that, look at this, look at that. But I promise you right now, again, I will go back to saying I trust Tom Thibodeau's decision and who he plays and who he doesn't. If Knox is not coming off the bench right now, there's a reason for that. I don't know what that is. I'm not in shoot-arounds. I'm not in practice. But I promise you right now, there's a reason that Kevin Knox is not playing basketball.
Right. I'm gonna piggyback off that point there, G-Man. There was in the 9-game winning streak, I think there was a time that I think Knox did play a couple games. He got off the bench to play games. I remember mentioning it to Divine. I told him and I texted. I said, "This is the reason why Kevin Knox don't get a lot of playing time." I think there was a fast break that he went back and he didn't go back to contest the shot. He was a little, not lazy, but he just wasn't late. Yeah, that's the right word. And that's the game that when he came in, he only had 1 point. He hit 1 and 2 free throws, and that was that. And they pulled him. And I remember saying that. See, this is Thibodeau had the opportunity to make the best of it, and he didn't. And this is the reason why he's on the bench. These are the reasons. And I said the same thing about Frank at that time too. He gave up. It was a game in the 9-game when I think it was close to overtime that he gave up. He did a city foul when the guy went for a 3-point shot and he fouled him, and all those little minor things. Those mental lapses, and I'm like, these are the reason why they're not playing in these crunch time situations.
So in saying
this is the thing.
So in saying that, do you think that he's suffering from what Obi was experiencing in the beginning? Because remember, Obi was very nervous in the beginning with Tibbs.
Yes.
Anytime he touched the ball, Obi, and he would just throw that ball and just get rid of it.
Looking at the bench. Yes.
Do you think that that's what's going on with him now? That's what I'm saying? Do you think his confidence is going? Because Tibbs can be very intimidating. Tibbs, he's
that guy. He's that dude.
He's that guy.
Because the previous coach was wanted to be Club Med. He wanted to, be friends with you and have Club Med, and not with Thibodeau, and that's what it is.
Hey, take her to the basketball games in the preseason, flying to Latvia to hang out. Man, what? Man, no. When you get to this court, you better go in there and put them sneakers on. Flying to Latvia.
I'm waiting for you
to the basketball game.
Right.
I ain't your friend, dude. I'm your coach. I'm not your friend.
And you know what?
I'm your coach.
The thing with Tibbs, if he trusts you, you get a longer leash.
You do.
If he don't trust you yet, like Frank, Knox, Obi at one point, if he don't trust you, as soon as you get it, you better do something positive. I don't care. If you get 3 minutes, you better have a rebound and a steal or something.
Or you diving for some loose balls. You on the floor getting some burns or something.
Right. And when he sees that, then you're going to get a little more time. I keep going back to Quickly. Tibbs wasn't thinking about Quickly in the preseason. He didn't even play that first game or two at all. When Quickly came in, he snatched his minutes from Dennis Smith. Tibbs was like, he caught Tibbs' eye. That's what you got to do with Tibbs. You got to play well to catch his eye in that little bit of time you got. He looked at that kid. He said, wait, hold up. He didn't play in 2 games, 1 or 2 preseason games. Look what he just did. I'm going to give him a little more time the next game, a little bit more time. And the next thing you know, he forced himself into that rotation. And if you want to play for Tibbs and you're not somebody he really trusts and have that long leash, you got to force yourself into the rotation by making the most of the little bit of minutes you got. That's how it works with him.
That's what's happening with Lenakina right now.
His confidence was so gone to the point that he couldn't even get it together on the court.
Who's this? Knox? But Knox got opportunity, though, in the beginning. He played. He was in the rotation.
Yeah. He was one of the leading scorers against, if I'm not mistaken, the first game we played against Charlotte. I think he was one the one game we lost to Charlotte that he was the leading scorer on the game. Kevin Knox was. I think he had like 21 points or something. Yeah.
Right.
Kevin
Knox not getting though.
He got talent, but he got to work on the heart part. And
he do. He absolutely.
Teach hard.
He came out of college like that though. You ever know when Kevin Knox used to get into something, he would put his head down and like like I always used to call him growing up like moping or something, whatever. He like pouting or whatever. He used to do that. I was like, Kevin Knox, you still act like a little baby. You know what I mean? And I just think that's what it is. It's like, yo. What Allah said? He said he needed his testosterone. Yeah, he said Knox might suffer from no testosterone. Needs a man up.
And if you're playing for Tibbs, there's a certain type of mentality you gotta have. You gotta be a Tibbs type of player. And this is what I think. Oh, all right, this ain't coming off. For the first time, the Knicks have an identity similar to Miami, where everybody can't play here. There's a certain type of player the Knicks are looking at now, in my opinion, I believe.
I agree.
That they're not just going to take you because you're talented. There's a certain things that they are looking for. Now, we never had that. Oh, this guy want to come here, he could play, he could score. Come on over here. Yeah. Whether they fit or not, come on over here.
How are you under pressure? Tibbs pressure.
Yeah,
they can't handle that. Because before I agree to Stephanie's point, before I agree to even have you on my court, I'm gonna have to bring you in for a shoot around, and just to see, and I'm gonna put you under the pressure to see if you can even, if you're even worth my consideration. No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna have my coaching staff do it. So if you see me, that means that okay, you got some potential. Come on in, let's have a conversation, and let me explain to you what your role is gonna be. Because I guarantee you, what you think your role is gonna be is not what your role is gonna be based on what my system is. So you have to be willing to play within this system. If you're willing to play within this system and give me 100% every day, you may. And
everybody can't play for New York. You got to be built different.
Listen,
you got to be built different for New York.
Chris,
you got the media, you got the fans. You got to be built different to play for New York.
Chris, say that
No
again,
doubt.
because
You gotta
people don't
be
understand.
different. You
They
gotta
don't understand.
walk a different level to play for the New York Knicks. Matter of
They
fact,
don't
for any
understand.
New York team, I'm gonna say any New York team, but
That's right.
specifically the New York Knicks.
That's a fact.
Nah, let me tell you, over in Brooklyn, they not getting the heat and the smoke like the Knicks are getting
That's
from
what
the
I'm
media
saying.
and whatever.
You gotta
It's
be.
easy peasy over there. As far as the media, as far as because they got a lot of casual fans. For the Knicks,
They
because
got
even
some
my
of our
family,
fans.
my aunt never into basketball. Now we got a Brooklyn team. Now she want to talk about Kyrie. I'm like, all right, auntie.
And want to
All right.
wear Brooklyn Nets hats
I'm
and
like,
stuff.
all right,
Come
auntie.
on,
So they got a
man.
lot of casuals. But for New York, the Knicks, the fans are going to be on you. You think you're going to walk the street and you not playing well
You
and you not
suck.
going to hear about it? Oh, we don't
You
care.
stinking up the
They're
gym.
not going to be like, oh, I saw so-and-so in this restaurant and I wanted a picture. They're going to let you know.
Yeah,
I
hey,
don't want no
Exactly.
picture. I need
Exactly.
you to play better.
And just
Yeah,
Madison Square
exactly.
Garden,
Exactly.
Madison Square Garden, let the Knicks not hustle. The
Look.
fans be booing. That's how hard.
Yes.
What? That's
They be
why
like-
a lot of cats don't want to come here. They can't take the smoke. They
You
can't
gotta
take
be
it.
built different,
You-
man. You
you-
gotta
you-
walk
You
a
gotta be
different
built different.
thing.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, no
New York
doubt.
ain't made
No
for
doubt.
everybody.
You be
Nah,
at the
you're right.
you be at the local bodega trying to get you something that some libations or whatever the case may be, and
Right.
somebody come up to you and say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna need for you to get your mid-range game together because you
Right,
cost us
right.
the game the other night." You know
Right,
what I'm
They
right,
might not
right.
even
And this
sell
is the
you.
reason
They
why.
might not
Maybe
even
you
sell
need
you
to get
something
you
if I
a
get to
water
mid game.
instead of
Like,
trying
you
to
ain't get no bacon, egg, and cheese from the store. Get out of here.
saying? Look,
Right,
go
right,
get
right,
you
right, right. And you're gonna have to
a
pay for
chef
that.
and get you some egg
That's not
whites.
complimentary. You're gonna have to pay for that.
Man, I miss those
And
New York bacon, egg, and cheese talking about that, man. Y'all making me
they be
hungry.
like, they be like, put some free throw on it and some Sassoon on them damn chicken. What's wrong with you? And listen, and that's Tibbs. You know what I noticed? Something that's noticed is interesting. If you can't take Tibbs, I think Tibbs tell him like this here. If you can't take me hollering at you, what about if you get on court and some cat punking you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you're screwing up the game plan. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now we really gonna lose. If you can't take me in practice and in the game hollering at
Right.
you, imagine when you get on court and somebody go at you hard like and you
Right.
gonna punk out and then he gonna wind up
They lucky.
That's what I think.
Listen,
They
to
lucky
G-Man's point.
Garnett not here no more because he used to talk
Right.
mess.
Right. To G-Man's point, Tibbs talks a lot about his first meeting with Randall, and the way he starts it is when he first came in. I saw he was in great shape. Like I was like I didn't know what he was going to be, but when he came in, he was in great. No, he was in great shape when he came in to see Tibbs, and that got Tibbs thinking, all right, maybe we got something here, because I think the jury was still out with Tibbs until he met with Randall. He was like, oh, he in shape. Then I saw his shot had improved. Then I said, watch the tape when Tibbs talk about it. And I saw his shot has improved. Tibbs probably would say, all right, we got something, because I wasn't sure from looking at the tape, but I think we might have something. And that's how he is. He breaks the players down. You talk about you want to play. Tibbs probably was thinking about trading Randall before Tibbs.
Yeah, that's why they traded.
Got
They got Obi
a
Toppin.
hold of him.
Yeah, that's why they drafted Obi Toppin. That the game plan was to trade Randall in the middle of the season, but the whole narrative changed. Thibodeau says, okay, you know that's what the game plan was. I'm pretty sure when they spoke with Rose, Leon Rose, and they brought him in here with Thibodeau. We got Randall, but we could move him. We could bring more assets. We'll build XYZ, and I think that narrative's changed because I remember Randall and I think both Randall and Coach Tibbs said that they had a conversation over the summer, and I guess Thibodeau told him this is what I need from you. If you could see with this, I'll make you my main focal. And that guy went into the gym, and kudos to him. He lost weight. He toned down. He slimmed himself in the right direction. Worked in certain aspects, and this is where we are today. He's surprised. So that kudos to Randall for putting the work and meeting and for Thibodeau not limiting the expectation. He rose that he wanted this from you, and both of them fit the bid. He kept his word, and both players, player and coach, and you can see that he runs through a wall for each other. And I think that sets the tone with the whole team. Oh man, coach told Randall, to do this, and he went out and did this, and look where we are now. They all bought in from day one in training camp. They saw Randall came in thin, He came in motivated, came in with the work in, and he set the whole tone to the whole team. The high, at this time, he was the highest paid player on the team, and they said, "Whoa, the highest paid player is putting in there," and then the coach put this on the table, and he fell in line with it. We got to get in line because if not, we're not going to play. We're going to get shipped out of here. This is the adult in the room. Club Med is over. That's it. Now you're in the basement to work out. Like Clubber Lang. From Rocky. You're sweating in the steam room and lifting weights with the cinder blocks and you're ready to pay the pool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because so that's how it is going forward, and I like that. You got to give kudos to those guys and that's why it rubbed off on it. R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and all that, and I set the whole tone for everybody and every rookie. Anyone they bring in the rookie, class coming up in the draft, and Obi Top is going to benefit. Obi Top is going to benefit a lot, a huge amount of time. I think Randall playing real good has stunted his growth a little bit, but you telling me he's not getting that baptism of the fire in practice with Chops Gibson
he is.
and battling with Gibson and Julius Randle?
No doubt. I think this is the best way. Listen, this is the best way for rookies. Earn your time.
Under that pressure.
You think about McHale from Boston Celtics. You guys go back that far. He played the sixth man before he started. A lot of these players started behind a veteran in the 80s and 90s and earned their spot. And took over, and then either that veteran went to the bench, or they traded that veteran, or that veteran retired. So this is what's going on with Obi. It's okay that you don't have to come right in and slide right into a starting spot. Practice with Taj. Earn your minutes. Beat Taj out. Why you beat him? You know what I mean? Beat him out. Play so well that Randall is only playing 35 minutes a game, 34 minutes a game, because we getting a lot from you. We can bring his minutes down. But if you're not showing that, we're not gonna just bring his minutes down just so you can have an opportunity to get some game time experience. No.
Absolutely. Yeah, real quick, salute to the chat. We ain't here, man. We got the Queens in the building from Queens Court. Divine Bronx at R76. G-Man was in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all got a lot of y'all here tonight, so I can't run up all y'all. But all our wives, Brooklyn, Belly, David Jackie, man. All y'all, man. Salute to everybody in here, man. We in here tonight, man. Just freestyle, having a good time. I appreciate you ladies coming in the building tonight, man. This is lovely. You know what I mean?
This is fun.
I got the tape, so I'm good. I can look down this 20 years from now, like, yo. Talk. I'm good, man. But yeah, I'm excited about what's coming ahead, man. These next two games, we got to get it, man. Yeah. We got to go into these playoffs and just get this thing, man. I really want to see the Knicks really just go in there and go hard. Leave it all on the floor. Let the chip forward they made. If you just compete, just keep competing. I don't like BS. I don't know where you're gonna go, where you're gonna end, but I do believe in the team and what they're doing. If they can bring what they bring into the playoff, especially that 3-point shooting. If they continue at that rate, woo, man, with the defense they playing, it don't matter who you got on there, because we shoot. You might got Kyrie, this guy, they can get any time, but we got guys who knock them down at a high percentage too. You know what I mean? So you might have Steph Curry and Danny Green and them cats, but we got cats who knocking it down too. You know what I mean? We got my man Julius Randle. If B get 30, Julius get 30. You know what I mean? And if Tobias Harris get 20-something, or they get 20-something. So I think people are underestimating what the Knicks got down there to me, because now you're talking about if whoever you got on the bench, Shake Milton can get you 15, Alex Burks can get you 15, 20, or 30. Derrick Rose can get you 15 or 20. Manuel Quickly can get you 15 or 20. Knicks is not a weak team, man. That's what got me so hyped about the playoffs, because I think they underestimating the firepower that we got down there. I think the way they shoot that.
Sorry, Devon. It's a delay. So when I say something,
absolutely. Go ahead.
I was saying that it also helps the game planning. Think about what made Milwaukee tough. You had to choose. You was gonna double Giannis. You're gonna leave the shooters open. You're
Yeah.
gonna load up on the shooters. Now Giannis go 1-on-1. Now we present that same problem now that we have 3-point shooters. And Randall will pass us. So you want to load up on Randall, you want to double team? We got 4 or 5 people that shooting 38, 39, 40, 41 percent. And Randall is a willing passer. He's going to find them.
Yeah.
Right? Now okay, fine. You're not gonna double Randall. You're gonna just
And put
play the
someone shorter
shooters.
under him too.
Now Randall
Yeah.
has the space, and I really want to see Randall start going to the line more. You see these players, they real crafty. When things slow down a little bit, they know how to draw a foul and get to the line. I really want Randall to do that as well. Even if he's playing on the perimeter, somebody on you a little bit. They do it all the time, and they generating foul shots. I need Randall to do that as well. So I think we're gonna be a tough out, and nobody's playing. I shouldn't say nobody. I think Philly's playing very good defense actually. In Miami, but
We
I'll take us against anybody.
Yeah. Those are the only defensive really minded teams there.
Right.
And the way if everything pans out that everybody wins out, let's say Miami wins out, or Atlanta wins out, and the Knicks win out, it's gonna stay as is. So we're not even gonna see Philadelphia because we'll be in the 2-3 spot. The winner we'll play the winner of the 2-3, or we'll end up playing Milwaukee, and then if Brooklyn beats their first round opponent, we'll get Brooklyn in the second round. So that
right.
We're not even going to see those tough defensive teams. Milwaukee does play a good defense, but I think with Julius Randle could neutralize Antetokounmpo with his bully ball and his defense. The only problem that I might have a little bit is Brook Lopez shooting the three that he. But I you have to pick and choose. Would you rather make Brook Lopez a 3-point shooter, or you want him to run amok in the post with offensive rebound and sit back and kicking the ball out? I think I would maybe want to make Brook Lopez a 3-point shooter. I don't think that center could hit. Could be at 40% for a series. I'm hoping maybe 35, 34 at the best. I think that gives us an opportunity to win there. I'm pretty sure Thibodeau's scouting all those possibilities, but I like our chances on defensively. I just hope that the referees call the whistles fair on both ends. On Randall, because Randall tends to get a little bit chatty with the referees. Pleading his case with him and going instead of getting back on assignments. That's the only thing. And the only thing that worries me about Randall's game that he has to clean up is his dribbling. I personally sometimes get a little bit frustrated with his dribble. Sometimes he gets a little careless and a little sloppy. Other than that, and I said Lord of Averages.
He gets double teamed too. When he gets double teamed too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what he doing first. Yeah.
Ducking into the key. He in the post. He turns around. He's right at the basket to shoot it. He go up like he gonna shoot it, and he passes you right there. That
he wants to be.
I
think he wants to be unselfish. He doesn't want Have you heard Kobe's that was a selfish player? XYZ. So I think he tries to get too much his teammates involved. Where he has to find that balance of when he needs to be the one to take over and when to get everyone involved. I think he's looking into that.
Right. That's another part of his
and
when to do it. Yeah, that's a part of his development. Yeah,
right. And then law of averages. I'm saying law of averages. He's going to eventually. He's missing some shots. I'll go real quick, Divine. He's missing shots at the end of the game, and he's missing them. Law of averages. Eventually, they're going to start dropping in, and hopefully, it starts dropping in the playoffs. That's my point on that.
You notice that in that Clipper game, I think it started on that West Coast, because in that Clipper game, he hit 2 huge joints, and then in that Laker game, he hit a huge three to put us to overtime. He hit a huge one last night. I think, to have Derrick Rose take the pressure off him. That's what, and Alex Burks. Now Julius Randle ain't got to force nothing. Knicks got closers. They got closers. You know what I mean? RJ hit that corner three.
Yeah,
man. Closers, so,
because even RJ not shooting well when you look at his overall field goal percentage over the past 7-8 games, when you look at his 3-point percentage,
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's still 54%, 46%, 41%. He's shooting the three ball very, very well.
He is. Yep. And and I think the next step is next year, off season. Now he got to work on that inside game. I think RJ Barrett just need to get a little bit more vertical, not to be a vertical jumper and dunker, but whenever he's going in, he always lay the ball up like this, and he's so low. If he just go up a little bit, and they might hit his arm. Cause I'm like, why he not getting these calls? I guess like, cause they just bumping your body, but they not smacking your hand. I want to see RJ just work on his vertical a little bit. So once he get there, just go up, man. The worst thing can happen is that you up that high. If they can't, and if the average guard ain't that high, they gonna do to smack your arm. So I'm like,
right. And he could get up. I don't know why. Like they showed him dunking one time. His elbow is so I don't get it.
Yep.
He needs that explosiveness.
Yeah, he's gonna be ready. The Knicks gonna be ready though, man. This is gonna be prime time, bro. I'm dead serious. This is gonna be prime time. This playoffs. We are here, man. I haven't been this excited in 8 years.
No doubt.
And we die hard. We die hard. And like I said, I'm an 82 gamer too. That's what's crazy. Like I was telling BX, I'm an 82 game Knick watcher. I don't miss a game. You know what I mean? For October to April, like I told you, Steph, my wife already know. I ain't got nothing for you.
Right.
And now see it's going into June. Check it out. We going to June. Right after June, you got the NBA draft, free agency, summer league, and we right back at it again. The Knicks going we gonna be talking around the whole clock, man. That is awesome, bro. Usually we like let's wait till the lottery game. We gonna see what
Right.
Hey, Devon, you may have to renegotiate your contract, brother. I'm just saying.
hey, listen. Before I signed on the dotted line, I told you my pet peeve is mixing and paper towels. I need Knicks and I need paper towels. I wash my hands too much, bro. I told my wife I'm bringing up a paper towel every 5 minutes. She's like, "Man, you got more stock of paper towels." I'm like, "Well, what am I gonna tell you?" Nah, but she know I love the Knicks, man. Yeah, I'm a New York Knicks since 1970, bro. Went to the Gardens, seen Clyde Frazier and them, and and the Knicks is just a way of life for us. You know what I mean? Like it's like putting on our shoes. It really is. You know what I mean? It's been a part of our whole life, our childhood, everything we did. We looked up for the Knicks, man. So just to see us right here where we at right now, man, this is a great feeling. It is an awesome feeling to be a Knicks fan.
No doubt. Fellas, I'm gonna have to leave.
Yeah, I got
it. It was a pleasure having you.
Always.
Man, listen. Y'all just don't know. Like I told you, I'm holding this video right here for the decades, man. I'm telling you. For Chris, Queen, Steph, I appreciate y'all blessing the show tonight. It was great having you, man. You already know these doors is always open, man. Y'all really. And once Sim decided to have a Queen's Court plus the men night, I'm popping up in there too. So, right now, I got to support y'all from the chat right now, though. You know what I mean? Got to support y'all from the chat.
That's how I feel.
I'm like, y'all doing a great job down here, man. Keep up the good work and keep bringing us that perspective. Not just from a woman's perspective, but just from an intellectual perspective. Not because you won, because y'all know what y'all talking about. Y'all intelligent, wise, game. It's not only about being a woman. It's because you know what? Y'all know what you're talking about. You wise, you educated, you know the game. And that's what's more impressive to me. It's not so much that y'all women, because I already know what y'all stand for. Like I said, y'all from the rear, y'all all next to me. You ain't behind me, around me, nothing. Y'all there, you know what I mean? And we appreciate y'all, man. It really did. Y'all made the show, blessed the show tonight. We had a good time with it, man.
Definitely.
Thank y'all so much. So we'll see y'all on the next one.
Salute to y'all. Thank you for the invite.
I'm glad you came on. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They called for you this morning.
We called for you this morning. Come on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys come on. I want to thank you guys personally for coming on. I appreciate it. I got a Knicks video that goes from the decades from the Knicks basketball with a soundtrack on my channel. Take a look at it. You're gonna enjoy it. You appreciate it, and I appreciate it. And ladies, man, you got our support. And anytime you guys want to come and talk this up, I could do this all night with you guys. I'll talk basketball.
I know, right?
And this is fun. This is fun, and we, it was a great panel. And everyone that came on. Definitely, man. This been a really nice night. I'm glad that Devon, like you said, we could record it and have it in our archives for many years to come, and we always could look back to And this is like the beginning of the train for many years. This is what where it started and where we built it. And yeah, man, let's rejoice. Absolutely, let's rejoice on this run that the Knicks are about to get. And yep.
No doubt.
So I'm not gonna let you guys get away real quick. I'm gonna be 30 seconds or less, right? I'm not gonna get all mushy, but it was a pleasure being on the panel with you guys. Each night that I come on the panel, I always learn something from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's factual or whether it's mannerisms or whether it's how to carry a conversation. There's always a learning opportunity out there if you look for it, right? And I just want to say thank you guys for being out here. And
Appreciate you.
I'm telling you, it's a blessing. Look, I'm in history right now. I'm on the panel with the Queens, baby. Come on, man. It's like when the King of Comedy came out. I'm on the panel. Look, hold on. Let me get in my spot right here real quick. I am on the panel with the Queens. You don't understand what I'm saying? I am blessed with the Queens. Hey, thank you guys for coming out and supporting the chat. And anything you need, if it's within my power to give, hey, I got your back. Straight up.
I appreciate it. Devon, that's my brother. BX Jetty, G-Man, I appreciate you for when I come on any of these shows, I feel welcome. I don't feel out of place at all. So I appreciate that. And it's always about love and it's always about support. And whenever I can get here, I'll be here to support.
Hey, Chris, I know it's tough on that Thrives neck, but
That's my neck of the woods.
Yeah. She did the show from the pulling over from
what was that exactly? Cross Bronx and where?
Service Road. How many people do a show from the Service Road?
Yeah.
Jedi be having all the electrical gear in the morning, sitting in the van. The morning show, strapped up with the crowd was on.
I got my two bags and everything.
I saw that this morning.
Yes.
It's love, though. You know what? That's the passion, man. Y'all ladies have a blessed night.
Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all be safe, and we'll see y'all in the next round. We'll see y'all on Queens Court. You know what? It's gonna be fire the next couple of days. So we probably see each other more. And the Knicks it's gonna be crazy, man.
It's gonna be crazy.
But Monday night we're gonna do the full season preview regular season Monday night. So y'all listening if you can't get on the chat, man, y'all listening. But if y'all in, come on in. We always like y'all wise, intelligent thoughts, man. Y'all make the show. Y'all already know that, man. So I love y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out and the show tonight. I'll talk to you later, man.
All righty.
Salute.
Take care.
Salute.
Yeah,
that was special right there.
That was special
right there. That was awesome.
That was special.
Now, only the Knicks will do that. Bring everybody from everywhere, from all different parts of the country, all over a different part of races, all over the world together. Just one love of the New York Knicks, and what a great conversation. If it wasn't for the Knicks, I would have not met none of you guys. I appreciate that, and that's phenomenal. Great company, great talk. Everyone in the chat as well. To meet everyone from everywhere and just have this conversation about the New York Knicks. Even if we agree to disagree, but we're having a conversation. We haven't talking about something that we love and we invest our time and share the love of the Knicks and have a platform to speak about it and not just talking to the dog and the dog looking at you like, what are you
talking about?
I'm talking about just bring me. I need to go for a walk, man. Get your lazy butt up and go walk.
Yeah, man. It's truly been a beautiful year for me, man. Like I said, you can't be no better than the Knicks winning. You're meeting great people. You know what I mean? And the Knicks is winning through a pandemic. I'm like, oh.
Hey, look, who would have thunk it?
Exactly. Yeah, man. I'm excited about that, man. And I know it's going to be even more rowdy and ruckus, but especially when the playoffs get here. But salute to everybody out there, man. First of all, Worldwide Lawrence, G Money, everybody who chimed in on the panel, your chat, y'all already know what it is up and down there. That's self-explanatory. You know how much love we got for y'all, because y'all guys make the show, and your show don't make you guys. Y'all, we appreciate you guys, man. This has truly been a good ride for me. It's been an awesome 2021 NBA season for me, and I know it's been the same way for a lot of other people to see our boys up in there about to go into the playoffs.
And it ain't over yet.
It ain't over yet. The train just started. The train just doing it.
So let me say this, right? I would be remiss if I did not say to the people that's watching or that will rewatch this later on, um, guys, subscribe to this channel, right? Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, so you know when these gentlemen publish a video. You don't want to miss this. If you were here tonight, or if you're watching this video again, this is straight up Nick content, to where you come into this platform, and that you actually have a voice. These guys actually listen to what you have to say, whether you're on the panel or you in the chat. You are a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Your voice can be heard. I'm telling you. Tell somebody and have them tell somebody, because this right here, this is something special, and you want to get it in on the front end, right? So once it gets too big and I can't call Divine or I can't call BX and say, hey, this G man, they're like, they talk to my people. Talk to my people. I ain't got time to talk to you right now. So before they get that big, get in on the front end. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm telling you right now, you will not be disappointed. This is content for Knicks fans, by Knicks fans, with Knicks fans input. You can't beat this no place else. Thank you for giving me that opportunity, guys.
Man, G man, sorry that you already know how we feel about you, brother, man. You know what? You are, this is all true right here. No, this is not nobody. We're not speaking hyperbole up here. Me, you, Bronx Jedi, the Queens, everybody who come on. This is not hyperbole. This is not that commercial talking TV. I'm in the production room, say this about the Knicks, say these bad things. No, this is all coming from the heart and the gut. You know what I mean? It's coming from the soul, actually. Right. And we really, really talk this stuff because we love what we talk and we do it. We're not trying to get no brownie point. We're not trying to do, no, we just want to be able to say, you know what? We had a great conversation about some good sports. You know what I mean? And because to me, sports bring everybody together. You know what I mean? It's like, without those sports, man, we'd be tripping. You know what I mean? I got to meet you. I got to meet the Bronx Jedi, my co-host, my right-hand man, because of sports, because of the Knicks. You know what I mean? It wasn't because of what went on out there, because of this or that, some old crazy stuff. Nah, man, I met the chat. I met Frank Matos. I met all these cats, Gideon, Allah Wise, Shine, everybody. We met these gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, Dave Jackson, everybody, Brooklyn Belly, Diana A., Diane A., so we met all the people through the Knicks, man. Alta Lee, can't forget the brother up in there. But that's what it is, man. This is Knicks Real Talk, the night show. We got Divine, Bronx Jedi 76, Sergeant of Arms in the building. You already know who that is, G-Man. And we get ready to take this thing to the next episode when the football season come. New York Giants and the Jets going to be in the building. We're going to be running it up, running them up, talking about the Giants, and this is a sport talk show. Right now, we just tuned into the Knicks right now. You know what I mean? But we gonna get this thing popping all year round, man. And then when we know it, and it's gonna be beautiful. But right now, we play off bona fide, man. We in there, man. So we gonna keep this train going, man. And G man, we really, really appreciate you coming on. We appreciate first of all your support for us. Let me not make this understood. Your support for us cannot go unnoticed. It can't. I'm letting you know that right now. It don't go unnoticed, you know what I mean? And we always say, once you give us the address, we got the hat and the shirt coming down to you. I got the extra large for you. I got the joint for you. We got to get it down to you because we appreciate you, man. And we want to give back to people who give to us. And your wide content is real. It's real.
It's all love, brothers. You know what I'm saying? We all Knicks family, right? So and it's reciprocated. It goes both ways. So anything that I can do for you guys to help support your efforts, support the channel, support what you got going on your platform, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so BX said you in the neighborhood, brother. So don't be surprised if I creep up on you one day and we got to go out and get a meal. I'm dying for a good Cuban sandwich someplace. So what I'm saying, I like to eat. My wife be on me about my midsection, right? But I like to eat.
I second that. I second that. Look at that. I'm round for some reason. My face ain't round for no reason. Ain't for lifting weights.
Hey, you guys the bomb.com. I'm telling you, for real though.
Man, likewise, brother. Hey, what's y'all still gonna do that though? You and Kevin, you still thinking about that?
Yeah, we still we are in. I won't say hiatus right now, but I'm still trying to make sure that I cover all my bases and figure out what's going on, this, that, and the third. I'm not in a rush because I can come here and still do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's no big deal, and I'm never in it, for monetary reasons, right? I'm in it just to be able to give Knicks fans another avenue to enjoy or express their enjoyment for our basketball team. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it'll come to fruition
when it's
when it
time to
does.
it'll happen.
Exactly.
It'll happen.
So I'm not in a rush. I'm not. And the reason why is because again, I can come here and sit on a platform with the queens. Who does that?
Yes,
Who does that? You know what I'm saying? Oh my God! I'm gonna be. My daughter be telling me I'm gonna be Nickelodeon famous tomorrow morning.
Yes, indeed, brother. Yeah, it's definitely it's awesome to me, man. I'm like I said, it's been a beautiful. This night was special. Just to have them two ladies on the panel. How many shows? Think about it. You look around. All the streams out here. How many shows you seen when you got two women on a panel in one night?
That many right there. Zero.
Right. That's why I want them to understand how grateful I was tonight for them. You know what I mean? They came on Knicks Real Talk and brought that wise and tell their women's perspective. You know what I mean? But and like I said, if everybody had them blindfold, you wouldn't know whether they women or not because they're so intelligent. You know what I mean? Exactly. They know their sports. They know their sports. You know what I mean? That's why the way I feel about that, man. And we good up in here. Sean Q, salute, Frank, everybody, man. But it's been a lovely show, man. It's been a blessed show. And we gonna get up out of here in a few because we could do this till tomorrow morning. Then we be sleeping on the Knicks game tomorrow. And I ain't missing that tomorrow.
I ain't missing that one. We got to see that one for real though.
Yep.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Yo, thank you, brother, man. We see you on the next episode.
All right,
we're gonna hit y'all with the nice New York City Knicks promo. We here. We're gonna drop it on y'all right now because the thing is hot. Y'all check it out.
This year we'll make the playoffs. Hot take.
We here.
New York, we here.
Hey, did you hear? What's up? We here.
We are here. We here.
Hello?
We here.
We here.
Yes, sir.
We here. We here.
Let's get it. Knicks Real Talk, night show. Y'all that I said, hit the like, subscribe, salute. Knicks in the playoff. We here. Let's get it.
Randall has 5 points. Randall,
baseline, shot is good. Shooting the ball last night, but he's 3 for 3 to start the season. Doubling Randall. Queen Court was up in the building. Salute to the chat. Salute to the D-Man. Salute to everybody out there. Here. That like button, subscribe. Number 5. one NBA playoff. New York Knicks in the building. Let's get it popping. Salute. We appreciate everybody chiming in tonight. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. Divine Bronx Jedi 76. Salute to the chat. Thank you, Queen Steph. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, G-Man. Thank you, everybody out there, man. To the next episode, we'll see y'all. Enjoy them games this weekend, man. Let's go get it popping. Knicks Real Talk. We in there. Salute.